risky behavior.
Yo, what's up? How y'all doing? Oh my God. I got wild babies running through this house. Anyway, welcome to Risky Behavior, the podcast where we explore the fascinating and often perplexing world of human actions. Why do we engage in risky behavior? Well, from the complexities of love and relationships to the nuances of religion, politics, and even crime, we'll delve into the choices we make and what drives us. Now, I don't label people as good or bad. Instead, I focus on the behaviors that can lead us down a risky path. Join me as we uncover the motivations behind our actions and examine the intriguing aspects of human nature. Let's get it started. Now, this is the Risky and Petty show, and I'm hoping the Prince of Petty can show up. This title of this show is Dating Coach Needs a Dating Coach. It's going to be a Kendra G Singles Live reaction show. Anybody knows about Kendra G, that it's a dating show for people. Basically, Kendra G goes live, people call in. She asked them questions. They answer the questions in hopes of finding love. Okay. And she even has her own dating app and everything like that. So you come onto the show, you do an interview, and then people who are interested in you, they reach out to you. People used to call and give like their Instagram and or Facebook or something like that. Now when you call and do your interview, you're on her app. So you download her Kendra G Singles Live app and do the show. So I think I got it already ready. There we go. So this is what I'm doing. It's a funny video, man. You got a young guy that comes on there. He claims he's a dating coach and he's so knowledgeable, but I don't think he is. I think he's a young whippersnapper. I don't think he knows what he's talking about, unless I'm just old, outdated, and ain't been in the game in that long. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. But anyway, let's check this video out. Young man calls in looking for love, yet he's a dating coach. And apparently he gets a lot of different women. He gets lots of women. So I don't know why he's calling on to the show.
Kendra, wait, you are young. How old are you, sweetheart?
I'm 24.
Yeah. Prince is here. Oh, I sent you the link on Clubhouse, I think, was like the easiest way to share the link. But I can drop it. Actually, let me see if it works this time. Dropping it in the chat. We'll see if it works that way. But yeah, well, you can check and see if that way, or you can go check your back channel and see if you can click on that link. Oh, there you go. Let me bring you up. Yep. What up, man? I just was about to start. I know you had watched it, so I was like, hopefully, if he comes in, he still remembers the beginning part of this video.
Yeah, this video is kind of wild. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. Let's see.
20. Okay, you old enough. Young, you want me to call you young?
You can call me Y&D.
Let me go back to his age.
Kendra, wait, you are young. How old are you, sweetheart?
I'm 24.
20. Okay, you old enough. Young, you want me to call you young?
You can call me Y&D.
Y&D is your name?
Yes, ma'am. I'm a content creator, so I go by Y&D.
Okay, Y&D, you're 24. Where you calling me from, babe?
Cincinnati, Ohio.
Cincinnati, Ohio. How old are you?
24 years old.
24. What do you do for a living?
I'm a technical recruiter, but the main things I really do is content creation. So I'm a dating coach on YouTube.
Okay, so you're a dating coach. So are you here to find somebody? Because I'm not here to help you promote.
Yes, ma'am. I'm here to find somebody. It's not for promotion.
So if you're a dating coach, I would assume you would already have people, no?
It's easy to find. Yeah, it's easy to find women. Very easy to find women. It's just the type of woman I'm looking for. That's where it's kind of difficult with the lifestyle of being a content creator and filming and stuff like that.
So what do you do as a dating coach then?
What do you mean?
Exactly what I asked. What do you do as a dating coach?
I'm teaching guys how to date.
Oh, you're
but
teaching men. You're teaching the men.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah. So I'm kind of like, I done took over kind of like the, the red pill type of stuff. I'm not red pill, but I done kind of took over like the dating scene, basically. So I'm teaching guys how to date successfully because it's easy for me in a lot of regards. But when it comes to like finding a specific type of woman that I'm looking for, when it comes to, because right now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to build with somebody when it comes to content creation. So I'm kind of looking for somebody that's on the same page as me, like into content, filming. And that's what gets real difficult because a lot of women, they just don't understand that lifestyle. You know what I'm saying?
So I want to be clear. You're not here for promotion. You're here to truly find somebody.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So YND 24, Cincinnati, Ohio. What's your zodiac sign?
I'm a Leo.
Leo. Do you have any kids?
No.
No kids. And I'm assuming you've never been married, right?
No, I've been married.
Oh, you have been married. When did you get divorced?
2023, so a year ago and some change.
How long was you married for?
It was about 3 years, so I like to say 2.5 to 3 years running.
So you got married at what, 21?
But no, I was 20.
Okay, you have no kids, correct?
No kids.
So why'd you get married so early?
I just thought it was right, at the time. You just do what you think is right.
So why'd you get divorced?
Didn't see eye to eye on some things. I like to do things my way, and she didn't. Her family was like overly involved, and I had some family members that was trying to be overly involved as well. So, it just I can't be controlled. So I was like, I don't like ultimatums and things like that. So I said, yeah, we're done with this.
Okay. You got some paid questions, child. Dehande said, you still got Similac on your lips. How the hell are you going to teach someone how to date?
That's a real question?
That's a real question.
Oh, man. Look, whoever that is, tell your girl to hit me up and I'll show you.
Tell his girl to hit you up?
Yeah, whatever girl he crushing on, he could tell her to hit me up and I'll show him how I can teach him how to date.
I would have kicked his ass off my show right there.
Girl, whatever girl you want, he said.
Yeah, so far, what do you think about him, man? I think he's too young to be giving anybody any advice. He doesn't come off as somebody I would expect to give any mature advice.
Yeah, absolutely not. I wouldn't expect any type of maturity coming from a guy that young and saying is a dating coach, but yet on a dating show to find somebody for himself. I mean, that literally contradicts the job.
It does, but and then it makes me think of this is that and shout out to everybody coming into the building. Make sure you smash that like button as you come in. I appreciate it. I don't ask for no money, donations, or anything like that. Just double tap that screen. But also, when you think about when someone says, "Hey, I'm a dating coach," I then say, "Well, what are the intentions behind your dating?" Because I find that a lot of these people that say they're dating coach, they're really just hookup coaches. They ain't really. I mean, anybody can teach somebody how to date and manipulate people and play the field. That ain't hard at all. You know what I'm saying? You can get that just standing in front of the liquor store.
Well, see, I don't want to give out spoilers to the video or nothing like that, but that honestly, that's basically what dude is, a hookup coach. That's basically all he does.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah. Oh, we ain't got to spoil it in that, but I just think that that's the two things people need to ask themselves. When somebody say, "Hey, man, I'm a dating coach," people say, "Hey, I'm a relationship coach." You need to ask people, well, what are your ideas behind dating and relationships and marriage and things like that? Because anybody can coach you these days. It's so many different lifestyles that exist. I mean, you have to be careful where you get your information from. You can go get marriage advice for somebody that's married, but I think it matters if that person is in a marriage where it's poly. If that person's in a marriage and they're swingers or in an open relationship. So I just think you got to be careful, you know. And so I'm actually kind of helping him, right?
Oh yeah. You are. But,
Because
my last. Oh no, go ahead.
oh, God, what is my last part? Because some people could say, well, he's not a dating coach. And I'm saying, yeah, he can be a dating coach, just maybe not the kind that we're thinking of, because they redefine what dating is for them, these young kids.
I agree. And my last thing before you hit play real quick. In 2024, going into 2025, well, we're in 2025 now. That video was from last year. What grown man is going to a dating coach anyway, other than an actual therapist?
Mhm.
I don't think dude job is too lucrative.
Yeah, I don't understand. I don't think that. I don't know. Even at his young age, I don't think I would have thought to get a dating coach anyway. I would kind of be doing trial and error. You know, I would just get out there, you know, take my rejections and stuff like that. But I mean, that might go to show where the kids are nowadays, anybody around his age, because they would have to be around his age. I don't think somebody in their 30s and 40s would go to a 24-year-old for dating advice, but you know.
Surely not. Definitely not. No 30, 40-year-old with common sense, at least, but definitely not. No.
I know when we were 24, we weren't like, man, you know what? Let me go get me a dating coach.
Never once crossed my mind ever. Not once.
Never, ever.
Actually, truth be told, in my early 20s, I didn't even know something existed like a dating coach. I knew there were therapists. I knew there were psychologists. I never once thought a dating coach existed. Not once.
Yeah, that went across our mind. Let's see what else this joke.
Yeah, go ahead.
He says some problematic things. Hold on.
Ooh, a lot.
Send her his way.
Yeah.
And he will tell you.
And I'll show him how it's done.
Okay. All right. Well, let me get more into your business. YND 24, Cincinnati, Ohio, is a Leo, no kids, was once married, is an online creator and a dating coach. What kind of woman are you looking for?
Ooh, it's a long list.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna pause it for a split second. One thing I want people to watch in this to remember: he said when he got divorced, he said that he wants things his way. That's the type of guy he is. He wants things his way. Just remember that.
Put a pin in that.
Yes, I say, just to start, keep it simple. I say submissive and cooperative. That's like the big thing.
So you're not finding that along your dating journey?
I find it in different aspects, but not exactly what I'm looking for with what my lifestyle brings, which is different than a lot of people, right, doing this like content stuff and, you know, filming. So, yeah.
Because you want her to be submissive, cooperative, and also a business partner. Like you want your relationship to be, like you want an internet relationship, basically?
Somewhat, yeah, somewhat. And at the very least, I'm open to different, you know what I'm saying, versions, but I'll say this. She at least got to be okay with what I do. So what I found basically was before I was a dating coach, dating was easy. Once I became one, and then I'm telling women that, and they see what I do, and then on my channel, like I bring girls on there, that's where the problem comes in. A lot of women have a hard time separating the business aspect of what I do from real life. You get what I'm saying? So that's like the main problem.
I want to jump in because some people are saying I never claim to be a dating coach. So just FYI, I don't claim to be a dating coach. I don't claim to be a dating expert or relationship expert. I have said this 10,000 times on my show. I'm a journalist that created a dating show to allow people. Now, I've been doing my show for almost 5 years. So after talking to more than 10,000 people for 5 years, you can share data and information. I do that at times, but I don't claim to be a dating coach for those that are trying to say that's what I do. No, I give single people an opportunity to come on my platform to expose themselves to the World Wide Web of the people that follow me and a chance for them to meet somebody. Will I give feedback at times? Absolutely. Because like I just said, you hear so much in the 5 years of hosting this show. So let's be clear. Now back to you. Okay, I just wanted to add that in there. All right, so what are your deal breakers?
On cooperation, if you crazy, too many mental health issues,
What are
Uh,
some? Give me some examples of crazy girls you've run into.
yeah, so like for me, like after I lay it down, a lot of times, like not a lot of times, but sometimes, like some of the girls, like they done popped up at my house, like unexpected. That's like crazy. Calling my mama, calling family members and stuff. That's, you know what I'm saying, like that stuff. Nah, that's crazy. Can't be like that.
I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of my cousins, that's my followers, they think that you're clout chasing and just trying to promote.
I believe everybody's entitled to their opinion, and I can see why they would think that.
But that's not the truth.
No, it's not.
Okay. Should the girl look a certain way?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I'm big on. I like thick women. Like the last woman that was on here, I like how she looked, but it ain't got to be just like that. I'm kind of open. My predominant preference, I would say, is black women for sure.
Okay.
I had to call him out on something. How you a dating coach giving anybody advice, and women you date apparently can call your mama?
May the church say amen.
That is crazy. Hold on, bro. I got a phone.
I'm about 6 feet, so it kind of don't matter most of the time, like the women's height. I do prefer natural looks though, like natural hair and stuff. That's really the main thing. Straight teeth, you got straight teeth. I love fingernails, like getting your nails done like the right way. You know what I'm saying? So I like that. That's like the main stuff.
So real quick, I'm just curious. What do you teach the men? Can you say you teach men how to date? So what are the issues that you're finding that men have when it comes to dating?
A lot of guys, I mean, a lot of guys are just down bad. I mean, they have a hard time dealing with women's like flakiness. So a lot of women, like they cancel on dates. A lot of women just use guys for attention and, you know, free dates. If they do go, then they don't.
Wait, are they telling me you're recording? Are you recording?
No.
Okay. All right, continue.
Yeah, and then a lot of women just have a lot of options compared to most men, you know, not me, but a lot of men. So then it's like the women usually have a hard time, like, you know, it's this new guy popping up every day. It's a new guy, you know what I'm saying, through dating apps, to social media. So that's usually the problem that a lot of guys are dealing with. It's like they can't get a girl to be consistent with them. That's usually like the biggest issue.
Someone made a good point. Do you want the girl that you're trying to date to call you Y and D?
Nah.
Then you should be giving me the name that you want the girl to date you by. Like, because you're looking for a relationship, right?
Yeah.
So shouldn't she call you by your name?
Yeah, I mean, my name is D. Like, that's my name, D.
Okay, so I'll call you D. Okay, so one thing, I was just curious to know how it works. So you're saying men are having a hard time with women being flaky.
Yeah.
So I just want to know a lesson. How do you teach them what is your method of fixing that for these guys?
A lot of guys, so it's two things. A lot of guys, the women are flaky because they're not direct and concise with what they want from the girl, like what they're actually looking for. So that's number one. I try to teach guys to be more direct and concise with their plans and what they're actually looking for with that woman. And then the other thing is just playing a numbers game more. Like a lot of guys are lazy, you know what I'm saying? So they just want to approach like 5 girls, and then when one flake, they want to kind of complain about it. You know what I'm saying? When really no matter who you are, you got to talk to a lot more women than that. You know what I'm saying? To really get something set. So teaching guys to play the numbers game, getting over their fear of rejection, just going out here shooting their shot a lot, just teaching them how to build confidence, stuff like that. And then the other side is being more concise with your words. Like I'm big on having a good mouthpiece and stuff like this, articulation and things.
Okay, got you. All right. So the last question I have for you was, should she look a certain way? Should she make a certain amount of money?
Nah, she just gotta have something going on. I don't, you know, a lot of guys, they'll be like, I don't care what women is doing. I do. You gotta have something going on, you know what I'm saying, in your life. Like you gotta have some sort of education or working some sort of job, some sort of goals. I don't really care how much you actually making, because I already make enough as is, and we can grow and build from that. But you got to be doing something. That's a red flag. You ain't got nothing going on.
Okay. Could she have kids?
For a relationship?
That's what you're looking for, right?
Okay, I'll just make it sure because I can dibble and dabble, but nah, no kids.
So are you saying that you would date a girl that has kids, but you wouldn't make her, you want to grow into a relationship?
Yeah.
Okay. So what are you looking for? Are you looking to date or are you looking for a relationship?
No, I'm here because I'm looking for. I already date. I got a date after this. I'm looking for a relationship. That's why
You're going on a date after you're done talking to me?
Yeah.
So you're trying to recruit more women to date.
Yeah, because like I told you, the biggest problem that I get now is that I'm a content creator and I've been doing this for a year. The biggest problem is when I tell women this and they see it, so they start playing games, like they try to like outmaneuver me or something because I'm a dating coach, or they feel weird because some of my content I bring women on there. And
All right, man. You got some thought. My bad, brother. I got like business calls and stuff calling me. Oh my god.
You good, bro? Some people trying to call you, come pick that damn load up, bro. That's all that is.
There is this stuff, but I got equipment that I'm trying to get fixed and stuff like that. And so the guy's like, oh, if you wait, I can get you cheaper parts and stuff. So I was like, well, I mean, if you could save me an extra $500, of course, I'll wait,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
If I can find a cheaper part and stuff like that. But I don't know. It's a storm, and so these stores, it's like last storm I had to take. I was running generators up to power whole stores, like the ones that's on, the one that they fastened to like the flatbed, little mini flatbed and stuff.
Yeah, big ass generator. Yeah, I know what you're talking
Yeah.
That big one. But I wanted to point this out. I want to see if you agree with it. Kendra G said that she's not a dating coach. She said she's been doing this YouTube thing since COVID, over 5 years ago, and she's just been keeping data or what have you. So I just wanted to say, well, and I mean, we're live. She has a life. She might see it. I don't know, but I personally believe she is a effective dating coach because a lot of us, we fall into things that we don't expect. For example, I never expected to drive trucks. Not once in my life. Never crossed my mind once. My CDL fell into my lap, literally. And I've been driving ever since. My brother, one of my best friends, he never thought he would be married or even married to the person that he's married to. But when his people died and when his people passed away, she was the one that was there for him. And they formed that bond over emotions, what have you, and they ended up getting married later on in the future. So we all fall into things that we don't expect. And I think Kendra G so happened to fell into the dating coach lane. I think she is.
Yeah, no, I think she is too, and she give a lot of good advice, and she's gotten better over time, and she probably just hasn't realized it that she has fallen to that because she does stop the show and give advice. If she was just simply on here running the show and not doing dating coaching, she wouldn't say anything. She would just ask them the questions and move on. But the fact that she has gone into this area where she starts giving advice, she'll stop the show. Also the fact that she has rules. You got to be a certain age, or
Right.
She has to stop people when they're like, hold on, wait a minute, you still married and stuff like that. So when you start implementing things like that, then to me you fall in the lines of dating coach. But I would say so far, when I got to this point in the video with this dude saying he a dating coach, I want things my way, he's got a date lined up after he gets off this show. The first thing that popped in my head was, I was like, this dude is a douchebag.
Yes, I agree. He is. He's coming off as very a-hole-ish.
Yeah, he's crazy, man. And that's when I started thinking, like, man, I think he's teaching other young men how to hook up with women and stuff. And as the interview just keeps going on, oh, what's up, Steve in here? Yeah, what's up, Steve, man? I didn't know you was in here. But yeah, I was like, Man, let's do the douche, man. And then he just got more dangerous with his language, man. I don't
Oh, it
even
gets
think.
worse.
Oh yeah, we didn't even get fully into it yet. What? I gotta check and see what he was saying. His YouTube name was.
Oh, I got it right here pulled up already. I was waiting for you.
What was it called?
I got it right here ready. It's Young and Disciplined.
Young and here we go. I typed that in wrong.
Now on the show with Kendra G, I thought he was saying his name was YND, but he was saying YAD.
Oh. Oh man.
We need to review some of his videos. I'm sorry. I think we need to go to some of his videos. Let's see. How to make any woman obsessed with you. He's a 21-year-old kissless virgin. Can I help him? What else we got right here? I have herpes. Is my sex life over?
I see that one. Then he got another one, how to hook up and smash any girl.
Oh yeah, I saw that one. I saw that. He got this one here that says, act like this around women at parties, clubs, and social events. 7 signs she's not into you. Who are asking these questions?
You know, those are trigger questions for like the YouTube algorithm. Those are like hot top. Like if you type those in for like the Google search thing, like top search, that's what it's gonna do.
Oh, look at this one. Dating in college. The secrets every guy needs to know. Who needs dating advice in college? In college, you're just smashing anything that walks.
I told you it's hookup culture. He ain't teach you to date, he teach you to hook up, man. I'm telling you.
And they have a hard time separating, you see what I'm saying, like the business from what's real. Like they think I actually want those girls because of that, or they just think too deep about everything. That's what I'm saying.
So the girl you're going on a date with, is this gonna be the first date, or have y'all been on a date before?
This is the first date.
This is the first date. So you're preparing, so you want to find another girl just in case she decides she can't handle you.
Yeah, you gotta play the numbers game. Well, I'll be boo-boo the fool if I just went out with one girl.
Do you think women should date like this?
Absolutely.
Okay, fair enough. All right, let's do the Kendra cam.
What that is, I'm sorry.
That's when you stand up and we see your full body.
Okay.
They're telling me that you're streaming. You say you're not streaming right now?
I'm not streaming nothing, Kendra. This is my first time ever being here.
Okay, all right. Okay, I gotta take. They're telling me you're streaming, but I'm gonna take your word.
I'm not streaming.
So D24, what's the age range you want to date?
I'd say 18 to 35.
Well, you gotta say 21 is the youngest you could be on my show and say.
Okay, I got you. 21 to 35.
21 to 35. All right, when was your last relationship?
The marriage, so 2023, June.
Okay. You don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask. When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
What's today? Saturday.
What
Thursday.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So did you spend the whole day with her, or you just had sex with her?
The latter.
So, and she's not the girl you're going on a date with tonight.
Nah, the girl I'm going on a date with tonight is the first day. I just met her.
So what's wrong with the girl you had sex with on Thanksgiving?
Nothing wrong with her. She just got to go through the vetting process. I mean, it's just the beginning. That was the first time.
Ooh, child, you're the dating coach. So this is how you're telling men how to date.
Yeah, you got to play the numbers game. I would tell women the same thing.
I would just ask this: how are you ever gonna be focused, give a person enough time to see if they're worth your attention. Because I feel like with this type of dating, if you always feel like right now, you have a date after the show, you haven't gone on this date yet, but you're already preparing yourself to meet somebody after her. So
what he's saying is dumb, because you know what? I give him this. He could be a dating coach or a hookup coach, but he could only do it for one or the other. The hookup culture behavior that he is teaching to men, it would be advantageous for them, but it would hurt the women. That woman would be
Correct.
labeled a hoe. So you can give that advice if that's what you want. And some people want to date that way. That's cool. But there's no way you can date coach, be a coach to both of them. Is no way you would be helping any young lady giving her that advice to say, well, let me sleep with this person and then vet them. It's not. And I get the young mind. When you're young, you don't give a damn, right? But just as an older person, you're not smart. So you don't vet people for diseases or crazy, or if they're with somebody, or none of these are things you don't think about until you get older and you start hearing stories, or you get into those situations where you're sleeping with somebody. Next thing you know, the person they're in a relationship with bursts through the front door. And you're like, wait a minute, you ain't telling me you live with nobody. You know what I'm saying? So I think he's teaching something dangerous. And what's crazy is he says it like he's speaking it intelligently. I'm like,
Yeah, he's speaking it like he's preaching the gospel or something. And I mean, whether he knows it or not, he's on a slippery slope.
he is. I mean, he already said he has women. He said his issue, he said, I put it down, and it's girls calling his mama. Like, that's the lifestyle you living? How are you hooking up with random women and these women able to call and harass your mama? That's a no-no.
Now, see, with that particular case right there, I believe he was being untruthful, because for a woman to even so she passed that quote unquote vetting process, and they were in a relationship, and maybe she found out about somebody else he was talking to on the side or something like that. That's how that happened. I believe he was being untruthful with that.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. That he would be lying, acting as if it was some random girl and he just put it down that good. No, you saying it was somebody he was in a relationship with that found out that okay, he's cheating, he's seen these women, and she went crazy and called his mom up, probably to tell on him.
Yeah, that's the only way a woman will feel comfortable doing something like that. Y'all were serious.
Steven says you can't claim to be innocent and guilty of the same crime. Pick a side and be honest about your shortcomings. I like that. We're going to keep that.
Yeah, true.
Can't claim to be innocent and guilty of the same crime. Pick a side and honest about your shortcomings. I don't know if it feels this way to y'all. He comes off a bit insecure to me. It sounds like that girl he was married to seems like he felt inadequate. Feels like her family was in their business, was in the business maybe, and like he said, I wanted things my way. I don't feel like he felt like a man in that relationship. Everything he says to me screams insecure.
Yeah, he comes off very insecure, very pompous to me, very arrogant. And I believe the situation with his ex-wife, I believe that was most likely a situation that probably broke him. And the one who called his mother, I believe that one was a serious relationship, possibly after the ex-wife, that probably went south because of his new mantra of wanting to get with this one and that one and just have a backup or something like that.
Yep.
So it's like, to me, it seems like you're gonna forever, if one girl does something that you don't like, you're just gonna move on to the next. And I think long-term relationships that I have talked to, they stick around and they go through shit together. It's not always sweet. All the people that you see married in long-term relationships is them sticking around when the going gets tough. And to me, it seems like for you, you're not trying to stick around with anything. Like, you was with a girl on Thursday, you got a new date 2 days later, and now you're on the worldwide dating show looking for more women to put in queue. So I don't think if somebody wants something serious, you would be the guy to date, because you're already proven that you're going to keep it moving before you even meet her.
No, I disagree. I just got a different vetting process than most of the population.
But you're not, and that's fair, but you're not even giving, a woman a week of your attention, right? You're not giving, which is short in itself. But if you're not willing to give one woman a certain amount of time of your undivided attention, and you're just, I can see if you didn't like this person, and that's one thing, right? But to me, your pattern shows that as soon as a woman does something that you don't like, you're just going to move on to another woman.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
If a woman wanted something, I think my observation, if a woman wants to date and just nothing serious, you're the guy for her. Date, have a good time. I think you're attractive. But if she wants something serious, you're not the guy.
No, I disagree. I'm both guys. And I can tell you why. So, one, so for me, this is how I move. I'll just tell you straight up. Women have to earn the right for me to even care about being like, compassionate outside of normal human decency. So I'll treat anybody with respect, right? But for you to get to a place to where you can do something to me that's actually messing up my life or my livelihood, and it's a riff or like a bump in the road, and then I'm like, okay, we're gonna work through this. That ain't coming in the first 2-3 months. The first 3 months, that's a probationary period, just like a job. I run my stuff just like I do with my job with recruiting and sales. First 90 days.
Stephen Foster. Yes, you can't quit because things get a bit difficult. We all make mistakes, so we all need to know how to forgive and let go. Very, very important. And that's what he's doing. I think he's been hurt from that other relationship, and that's why he's doing it. Nothing he's saying is wrong, but what's scary is that he's saying all of this, but at the same time, he's going to make it very known that he requires these women. He wants them to still have sex with him, though. It's fine that if you say, look, I'm not going to care. I'm not going to give you this. If you're not going to give all these things, why are you still trying to have these women's body and have sex with them? If you know that's how you are, that's the only thing that's wrong with what he's saying. He can date how he wants to, but it's weird is that he still wants their body. I'm gonna let it play because what he's saying is dangerous.
If there's any issues in that, you're gone. I only deal with girls. It got to be 100% cooperation from the jump. If it ain't that, then you gone.
Well, you date like you're the prize.
That's like a abstract concept. People can argue.
Because let me say this too. You also, it's one thing if you're dating this way, but I don't know. You tell me if I'm wrong or not. Do you require these women to have sex with you during this non-committed relationship process?
Absolutely. Yeah, of course. They wouldn't even be around for 90 days if they don't do that.
That's stupid. This is really dumb. Any girl that does that with you is stupid. She's going to agree to have sex with you. So that means she's basically auditioning. That's dumb. It's dumb because the whole point is this. And men say it time and time again. Whenever a woman comes on my show, and here's the deal. I have conversations with husbands, and then I have conversations with men like you. And there's no judgment. But what I've come to terms is husbands, they value their wives. They look at their wives as, and I'm thinking of like 5 different men who have been married. And of course, life ain't perfect. So they go on through things, but they look at their wives as a piece of their life that if she left, they couldn't imagine, right? They're like, she fits a puzzle that no other woman can fit in their lives. Then there's men like you who I think you aesthetically have the attractiveness. You tall, you have the height in your favor, who date as in you got to be the woman to catch me. You got to lock me down. You just said if a girl's not your girl, if she's not having sex with you, why would a girl have sex with you if she's not your girl? Like, that should be a requirement off the jump if she wants a relationship.
Well, one, I'll say this: they do it all the time, and then the second thing I'll say is that most of the dudes you probably thinking about is weak men. So I don't know no man.
Pause. These are very successful men that also. I'm happy you said that. They're actually very successful. A lot of them have a lot of money, and that's one of the reasons. Hold on, pause. That's one of the reasons why they don't, because they have so much to lose. See, a lot of you guys don't got shit to lose. So that's why you be around here with so many different women, because you're not worried about losing your business or losing your reputation. These are men that have way more money than you. Not trying to be funny, but you call them weak. So let me just break them down. They have way too much to lose to be sleeping with different women every single night that can come back and blow up their whole entire shop. So I mean, listen, if you're the one thing that's in your favor is you're honest. So I respect that. Any woman that signs up with you knows what she's getting into. But these are not weak men. They're actually very strong, successful men that have a lot of money in the bank.
Well, I don't, and Kendra, I say this respectfully. I enjoy this dialogue, by the way. So same respect you giving me, I'm giving it to you. I don't care how much money they make. So money don't make a man, strong or weak. So it's more about the mindset. So I'm saying the fact that you saying that the way that they would talk about their women is they can't live without them, like it's some sort of Michael Bolton tune or something that they living out every day. That's not what a man would do. See, I know I could live without any woman. You see what I'm saying? So that's the problem for me, just hearing that. I don't care how much money they make. To me, that little rhetoric of like, you make a certain amount of money, like I'm a 6-figure earner. I've been making 6 figures since I was 21. That doesn't validate me or make me feel any better. That's just what I make. You see what I'm saying?
Listen, at the end of the day, I respect your viewpoint, and and I stand by what I said earlier. Husbands, that's how they talk. Men like you who don't. You was once married.
I think her mic is giving feedback. He's saying one thing and he's behaving another way. To sit there and say, well, he doesn't need women to survive, but requiring these women to give their body to them and have sex with them. Well, arguably, that's the most important thing a woman has to offer when it comes to dating. It's the most thing it's hyper focused on, right? Because what do men always say? How many bodies you got? How many guys you've been sleeping with? Women are very much judged on their sexual activity when it comes to dating.
Absolutely.
And he wants the most important part of them, and he don't want to give them anything. But then he said, well, I can survive with, and those are weak men, and I can survive. No, you can't. That's why if you can survive without women, men who are highly successful and driven, those men truly survive without women because they're busy, focused on working. You literally was dating a woman on Thursday. You was dating somebody on Thursday. He's on the show and has a date after the show. He's coming off like a sex addict. He definitely cannot live without women.
Yeah, and just his comment about the woman not being in a relationship and having to give her body up to him, he expected just that by itself. He's a contradiction. Of course, you can't live without women. Come on, bro. You gotta have the sex.
He's a fiend, man. I'm telling you,
man.
Yeah. You was just with somebody on Thursday, man. When you got to go to work.
But let's unpack this. But let's unpack this real quick. We got a gentleman here on a live broadcast in front of thousands of people saying he's a relationship coach, well, a dating coach, but is on a dating show speaking to a supposed dating coach or suspected dating coach because he wants to find somebody to add to a roster of whom he slept with the same day previously and has a date with somebody different right after said live, but then goes on to say he can live without women. Make that make sense?
You can't make it make sense because it don't, because he can't live without women. And even what he said about men being weak, he sounds like the weak guy because he's so hyper focused on control. He wants it.
Right.
He said, I need total, they need to be compliant and submissive from the jump. That's not even intelligent. If you have to think about it this way, if you are a father, would you tell your daughter just from the jump, a man she just met, all she doing is dating him, going to dinner, baby, you need to submit totally and fully to this man. Whatever he wants, you give it to him. That don't even make sense.
I'd be boo-boo the fool if I told my daughter that.
Because I mean, if he's correct, are we just walking up to the kidnapper's van and getting in now? We're not even
Basically,
running and making them chase us.
Yeah, basically. I mean, that's what he's expecting for the most part. That's what it seems like. That's what I got out of what it is he's saying. He's expecting the victim to walk to the rapist. That's what he's expecting.
This dude is to me, he's a predator coach.
Yeah, I can see that.
He could knock on my down though. Be
No,
introduced.
absolutely not.
I'll tell you that. I tell you that. Not the way he. Even at
the moment my daughter says, "Hey, Dad, I'd like you to meet," nope, slam door in his face. I'm good.
Yeah, this dude here, man. He got probably. This ain't even the worst he said, man. It just got worse.
It's really not. It's not.
And worse. And worse.
This went from him finding somebody to date to being a flat out interview.
Yeah, I believe so. I think he's a narcissist, man. He couldn't help himself. He couldn't even hide what he was.
That's why I think he was lying, saying that this ain't that he wasn't there for clout, which in fact he was there for clout because he only has 14K subs, but he's a dating coach. He made 6 figures.
Yeah, I don't believe that. Not one bit.
I mean, if he made 6 figures, the damn sure ain't coming from YouTube. I can tell you that.
Oh yeah. I don't think it is. Stevens, he said, "Bro, I've never been so confused trying to understand a person. I do understand how he feels at one point. I love my wife, but if she walks out and says she's done, my life will continue regardless." And
absolutely.
you know what? Yeah, absolutely. I definitely understand that. I think when Kendra said that, I think she was trying to exercise the importance of a woman being in your life, where people say, look, I couldn't see my life without her, as far as this person has added value to me that no other person have. They made it easier for me to go out there and get money. Like for me, for instance, my wife doesn't nag. So I've been able to leave, go to work, get money, and I feel bad about it. And I get to work as hard as I want to, because and that's just somebody supporting you. That's a really big help. But like you said, though, your life will go on regardless. You know what I mean?
And also one last thing before you hit play. The fact that he said he expects a woman to give her body to him despite them not being in a relationship and despite him dating and having sex with other women. I wish the hell my bad, let me rephrase that. My wife wish the hell I would have met her and expected her to sleep with me while I still had plan B, C, D, E, and F waiting for me.
Yeah, and that's a disqualifier for him. Like, that doesn't make any sense. That's a heartless thing to be like. You meet somebody, and he's going to explain it further, where he says, well, it's a sign that she's not going to be submissive if a woman at any point does not want to do what the man wants to do. But mind you, he's not her man
at all. Not even close.
He's just a stranger. So if we go along with what he's saying and we follow his logic, technically, a man should just be able to walk up to a woman in the grocery store and say, hey, I want to leave here with you and have sex. And if she says no, then that means that she's a woman that is not submissive and she would not make a good wife. That's his logic. I'm not saying that.
That's logic, yep.
But that's what he's saying. and that's what he believes. And so when he's going out with these women, his vetting process says, well, hey, and that's dangerous if he's teaching men to date that way. That part is dangerous, whether he's teaching hookup culture or not. He's, hey, if she doesn't want to go along with whatever you're saying and doing, then that's a bad woman. I'm like, that's his vetting process.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree with that. What this dude here teaching is definitely dangerous, and it causes a rift between the guys of whom are decent and actually looking to date for just causes, as opposed to the men like him who just want to add a notch in the belt.
Yeah,
he makes it harder for everybody else.
Yeah, man. Something wrong with that guy, man.
Yeah. And for the record, people in the chat, for the record, we are speaking out against this foolishness because we thought this guy here was funny and delusional. So just want to put that out there. We're not agreeing with nothing that comes out this dude's mouth.
Yeah, I agree. I think he come off insecure. I'm someone who had a very healthy dating. I never had no issues with dating. I had a very healthy dating history. And to me, I don't like him not one bit. Agree with anything he's saying, man. You ain't got to. If you really that guy, you ain't got to be like that. Seriously, women that like you, that want to do that with you, that do with you. If a woman don't want to do that, you respect it or whatever. You keep dating her if you want to or not. But to teach this, a woman have to give you her body. To me, that's predatory. I don't know. He just sounds like a pervert to me.
Yeah, he definitely comes up like a predator. He must have one of those audacity trees in his backyard, like that murderer from the last video. Because for you to get up here and say that on this latest show, the audacity of you. You just slept with somebody that day.
That's the book, The Lion, the Witch, and the Audacity.
That's wild.
I don't know what happened in your marriage, but we could go further. You said your piece.
Well, I think that shows that I'm willing to marry. You know what I'm saying? So I think
the biggest thing that you expect a woman to have sex with you, knowing that you're dating other women and knowing that she's not your girlfriend. To me, that's where it'd be different if you're like, I'll date a woman who's like, I'm not gonna have sex with you if you sleep with other women, but you're like, you won't even date that woman.
Well, women only do that when they don't like you. So like you saying all of this, but in the real life world, like when you go out with a girl, women will ditch everything that they think as soon as they meet guys that they actually like. Okay. And all the women in the chat, they know it's true. They go out with guys and they'll lose all the rhetoric that they watch. Because when they meet a guy that they actually like, not only do they do it because they don't want him to leave, but they themselves want to do it. You know, so the one thing that I always tell guys is how much women enjoy doing the dudes just like men. So women do this all the time. It don't matter what you're saying. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just saying like they doing it. So I ain't got to worry about no girl not doing it.
Let me see if we're still echoing. Okay, we have an echo, so I will continue with you. Yes, I don't know what's happened. You said you're not recording? Why do we have an echo?
I don't know why it's doing it. I'm not recording nothing. I don't even stream. I don't stream. Okay. So yeah.
All right. We have so many questions. I will say this. I will give you that. You're absolutely right. And women got it, just like I was telling like women need to stop doing that. Stop throwing out your standards for the guy that got a big penis or a lot of money, because what happens is men are not going to take you serious when you come with your standards for them, because there is truth to that part. I will definitely give you that. All right, we got a lot of paid questions. I want to continue with you, but do you want the paid questions for you?
Absolutely. And I just want to say one thing on what you just said real quick. I can you hear me clearly?
I can.
I totally disagree with the part that women should not do that. I think women should do that. I don't think there's nothing wrong with it. And I actually think
you think a woman should agree to have sex with a man knowing that he's having sex with other women?
Yeah, because they having sex with other guys.
So a woman should agree to potentially get an STD or get pregnant by a man who's not her man, even though he's having sex with other women. You think a woman should agree to that?
So no, but let me add this in there real quick. Sex.
Pause it for a quick second to highlight this. Stephen Foster says that's like a woman saying you have to take care of her kids, even if we're just dating. No man would ever respect that. So no woman wants to give their all to someone who's not even serious about them. Agreed.
Does not automatically, and I was just having this conversation today, sex does not automatically equate to a pregnancy, to a STI. It's not that difficult to get somebody tested. It's not that.
You're wearing condoms every time you have sex.
Yeah, absolutely. That's part of my program. Yeah. Nah. Yeah, got to.
Well, I would say this. There's something called oxytocin, and when a lot of times, like you said earlier, this is why women have to be more careful on who they give their vagina to, because you said earlier you have crazy girls, and I'm assuming I don't know. You tell me if I'm wrong. Are these women you once had sex with?
Yeah.
Okay, so when a woman has sex, oxytocin is released, and it usually makes her like the man more. And sometimes the opposite happens for the guy. He's been working so hard, he's being the guy because he hasn't gotten your vagina yet. So as you get more connected, the goal that he had switches off. So now it transfers. The woman is like, oh, I really want you because it's the oxytocin that got released during sex. And you, because you kind of already hit it, may not be as interested. So it's not in the woman's favor. No, you can look this up about oxytocin. It's not a woman's favor if she wants a serious relationship to create a soul tie with a man that she might not be able to have a serious relationship with. Now, be clear, I'm talking about serious relationship. If a woman is just wants to have fun and that's what she wants, don't really want nothing more, then okay, that makes sense. But I don't think a woman should agree to knowingly have sex with a man that is telling her, oh yeah, I'm sleeping with other women too, and she should be okay with that.
Okay, so I disagree with the whole thing. I would call that societal programming, like that whole pair bonding, oxytocin and oxytocin, all that stuff. I don't care how many bodies a woman got. That means nothing to me. So, because you can pair bond and be connected. There's people right now that got 30, 40 bodies. They in long-term relationships. There's people that got 2 or 3 and she can't keep a man to save her life. You see what I'm saying? So to me, there's no consistency there to say that sleeping with anybody is going to make you better or worse when it comes to pairing with somebody.
No. I'm talking about when we said the woman went crazy. I'm telling you why she went crazy. That's
they was just crazy.
No, it's a scientific fact. You can look it up. That's why women get more emotionally connected after they have sex. You can look this up. I'm not making this up.
No, I know where you're getting it from.
You can just understand why some women, as you're saying, goes crazy after sex. Now, I'm assuming you don't mind if she's sleeping with other men.
Of course not.
Okay, fair enough.
And shout out Born to Serve. I see you came in, Born to Serve. How you doing? It's funny he's saying that it has no effect yet. He's sleeping with all these women and it's had an effect on him. I mean, why is he on a dating show if he's a dating coach? He has access to all these women and he sleeps with all of them. And apparently nobody's good enough to settle down with. They're all crazy. They're the problem, not him.
What he's doing is clearly contradicting himself. He believes they're the problem, but yet you're a dating coach on a dating show.
Exactly. And it's had no effect. He's living the effect of it. There's something wrong with him. Born to Serve says the value of a woman goes down when she sleeps around. It does. A lot of guys won't respect it, but he's trying to teach women that they should date like he dates when really all he's engaging in is hookup culture. It's not even.
See, and that's one thing that I preached on Clubhouse a lot, and that the reason why a lot of people don't like me. A woman's value does go down when she's sleeping around. Born to Serve, I 100% agree with that. The thing I was telling women prior, before I just started being quiet on Clubhouse, then is hold y'all vaginas, because the same men y'all out here sleeping with are the same men that's telling you you have no value or your value is minuscule.
They got mad at me in the space for saying that. Because I said these guys will go around, they'll sleep with these women, and then they'll call them hoes.
Right. And I'm gonna quote Tommy Sotomayor on this real quick. Big shout out to him. Remember that? Remember back in the day, you as a kid, there was always that one kid that had a basketball on the basketball court, and the game pretty much stopped when he goes home.
Yeah.
Same
Yep.
thing with the women. Same thing with the women. Take y'all vaginas and go home.
Yeah, he did say that. Yep. He said, take your vaginas and go home. I'm telling you, man, it's it's crazy. The older you get and the more mature you get, that I can look at him and see that he thinks like a little boy. Is what
Yeah.
he does. And it's funny, he thinks he knows so much. It's like, dude, you're 24. You ain't did nothing.
Nothing. You haven't. He hasn't even lived a life yet. And I mean that literally. Like at 24, quote unquote, he's been making six figures since 21. Bro, you haven't even lived life yet. The amount of time it would have taken you to get to the point to where you're making six figures, that took up your entire time in college. That took up every second that you had in college. Because nobody just runs across a business or a career. You making six figures at the age of 21. That just doesn't happen. Everybody ain't LeBron James. So if he is making this kind of money, he had to put time and effort into that. And now he's talking about dating and sleeping with all these women now, and you're only 24, bro. You haven't even lived your life.
Born to Serve says, new age teaching. I'm sure this guy would prefer a woman of virtue, pure, over a woman that sleeps around. She doesn't respect herself if she's sleeping around. How can she respect her own body? And that's what's funny. And a guy like him wants you to sleep with him, but he's going to judge you right after that.
Exactly. That's why I keep saying he's the literal definition of a contradiction.
He is.
He's a walking contradiction.
He's gonna tell her to get out. Oh man, you're not submissive because I'm the man and you don't want to have sex when I want to have sex.
But then if she has sex with him using his own logic, you just had sex with me and we're not even in a damn relationship. Get out of my house.
Yeah, but he doesn't realize he has that mental illness. He doesn't. He doesn't realize he has it. And he's gonna say, man, look how he's talking. Even in this conversation, because Kendra said, why should the woman give you her body? And he said, well, these women want to have sex just as much as we do. These women, he thinks these women, if she doesn't sleep with me, it must be something wrong because I know for a fact she's sleeping with other men. Who knows that about people? That's like me saying, hey, Prince, man, let me hold 1,000. And then I get mad at you and I stop talking to you. And I'm like, well, I know you giving everybody else $1,000. You know how I know how you, man, y'all always want to be giving money. You'll go to the strip club and throw money on these women, but you won't let me hold 1,000. And it's like, bro, I don't go to the strip club and throw money on strippers. Why are you assuming that bad thing about me and holding me to that standard for our friendship? And that's what he's doing to these women. I know these women. He thinks women are just hoes. And I know they're sleeping around. I know they don't have any self-respect. And so if she don't sleep with me, I know she playing games because I know she's sleeping with everybody else. That's what he's doing. Something wrong with it.
That's what makes this so scary. Because think about it. Between, me and you both know we've been through I guess you could say the clubhouse streets. And we know how a lot of these men operate who think like this. He's not the only one.
Yep. Born to Serve says he himself is lost, Walking contradiction. Wow, all facts. Great statement because it's so true. Thank you, bro. We appreciate you, man.
Thank
Thank you. Yeah, he lost, and I understand what we're saying is unpopular to say. It's gonna be some guys that say, "Oh, you're giving away our secrets." No, I'm sorry. I'm too grown. I can't tolerate this guy. When I'm listening to him, his voice makes my ears itch.
you.
I say, man, this guy is something wrong with him. Steve said, man, people really exist like this. I don't think he knows he's been hurt. He don't, and he's found a way to defend himself, and he's blocking and he's being defensive, because he doesn't realize it. He does. I don't think he does. It's a revolving door, because if he's meeting all these women, he's a dating coach, and it's not just for hookup, and he respects women, he would have been just settled down again. Because he's talking about, I've shown I'm willing to get married. Not really. You're gonna sleep with these women. As soon as they sleep with you, you're gonna judge them.
And also is almost as if he's avoiding the fact of knowing that at some point he was hurt by a woman, and what he's doing now is his justification. And in in him doing that, he's avoiding his own accountability for creating the types of men that decent women avoid.
Yeah, I think it's gonna hit him later. A lot of men don't realize, like, you ever heard men when they talk about women, they go, "Oh yeah, that's gonna run out. That beauty, that youth is gonna run out." A lot of guys don't realize it runs out for them too. Right now, he's young, he's probably, in shape, athletic, nice looking guy. But after a while, once he gets a little bit older, he's gonna be the douchebag, and women are gonna avoid him. And a lot of guys don't realize that game runs out, because he's going to keep with that game. He's not going to evolve, and pretty soon he's going to be that. Like when people say you're going to be that uncle in the club, still, you know what I mean. After a while, he's going to age out, and it's not going to work anymore. It's working right now because when you're young like that, you really ain't got to have no game. He thinks he's super smart and intelligent. He's got game, and no, he doesn't. Any like when you're that age, it's easy, especially you tall, handsome guy. It don't take that much,
It doesn't take much at all. And like you said, he thinks he has game. Let me make you laugh right quick. Let me make the chat laugh real quick. I'm on while you was playing the video last, I did some scrolling. I found his Instagram and his Patreon. He has a Patreon, believe it or not. One of the videos I ran across, which is just insane, from December 10th last year. Safety rules for smashing and vetting women. That is the title of that video.
Why does he keep throwing that vetting word in there? That's not what he's doing.
He's doing the opposite. You're only getting with these women to sleep with them.
He's a sicko. It might sound harsh me saying that, but he is. Born to Serve says, great show, by the way. I'm glad I stopped by. You gained a subscriber. Appreciate you that. Thank you very much. Thank you. We appreciate you. And I agree. He Born to Serve also says he agrees that he was definitely hurt. And imagine him walking with a woman that every man has had. I'm sure he would feel it. Yeah, he would. He wouldn't, but he would still require that woman to sleep with him, but he wouldn't want to be with her.
Right.
You know what? He is the walking, talking, damned if you do, damned if you don't, right? Because if the woman sleeps with him, he's going to judge her and say she's a hoe. But if she don't sleep with him, when he wants to sleep with her, he's going to say she's not submissive and she's no good.
That's better than calling him a walking contradiction. Definitely. He's the living embodiment of you damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah, it's no pleasing him.
Wow.
Get to some of the
questions. That's a bar.
Oh yeah, my bad.
There's so many. I don't know if I can read them all. I'll try. SEA said, well, no, I think it depends on the type of woman you're dealing with. I think your pool is attracting your kind. So, okay.
I've
Kendra,
talked
he's
to hundreds.
recording. He's
I'm
recording.
not.
Go back and watch.
I'm not recording anything, Kendra. You're gonna see this. I ain't recording nothing.
Okay. Emotional Cancer said, let's hear from his ex-wife. This is a to me red pill.
Me and her, we still in contact. We saw each other not that long ago. So she'll have
sex?
Yeah, we did.
Was that the woman you was with on Thanksgiving?
No.
Ooh, child, so you still sleep with your ex-wife. I don't know.
Wow.
You seem very transparent. How many women are you currently having sex with?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'll have to sit down and think about it. I know over the last month I slept with 7 different women, new women.
In the last month?
Yes, ma'am.
So in the last month, 7 different women plus his ex-wife on Thanksgiving. Wow.
Okay. And all these women know that you're sleeping with this amount of women.
I mean, they don't know that because they don't ask. I just give the information
Well, they
that's
gonna know
necessary.
now.
That's fine. I'm living in my truth.
Okay. Willis Wilson said, facts, women act brand new depending on the guy situational. I can agree with that. I said that to you. I can agree with that. And that is a reason why. And again, I don't claim to be a dating coach, but when you talk to people for almost 5 years, you hear men's assessment. And that's one of the things I hear the most is men get mad at women's standards because they feel like the standards only apply to certain men. So I've heard that before, and that's a point I will give you.
Well, I think guys who wait to sleep with women are weak. So I would call them beta males.
A guy that waits.
But what they're saying is dumb because everybody's standards is different compared to who. What are you talking about? Some people have priority over other people. It just is what it is. Men do the same thing. Come on, man.
Yeah,
You got men out here that say, "Oh, I won't spend no money. I won't pay this much to go out on a date with a woman. I ain't gonna spend this money." But let a girl that's pretty enough or got that personality or that smile.
You're behind you gonna spend whatever you need.
Exactly. Everybody does it. It just depends on who you are. It could depend on the day. And what a lot of people don't realize too is, and this is how self-centered a lot of people can be. A guy will assume, well, hey, you slept with that guy. Why you don't sleep with me? It may not have anything to do with you. When she slept with that guy, she probably was insecure. She could have been at a level in her life where she didn't think much about herself or didn't value herself. And you're meeting her a year or 2 years later where she does value herself, but you want her to behave like she did when she didn't value herself. What are you talking about?
You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't.
It don't have nothing to do with you necessarily. It's just like you could meet the guy that she slept with before you when she didn't value herself. He probably might not be as handsome as you, might not be, people put so much value in the height. Now he might not be as tall as you, have as much money as you. You think she really slept with him because he looked better than you or something? No, she probably slept with him because she didn't value herself at the time. And now you're just meeting her when she does value herself. But everybody does that.
Spot on.
When your credit wasn't that good and you were ignorant financially, you probably bought a car with a high interest rate. Now it's in the future, and they go, wait a minute, why won't you sign this 15% interest rate? You signed one before. Yeah, well, I didn't know no better. What are you talking about? I was at a low point in my life. I would think that stuff is common sense.
Well, that's because you have common sense. That's why.
Yeah, man, these people is crazy. Born to Serve says this is a new generation when there's not a man that has morals in the household to teach boys the right way. This is the outcome. Gen Z is the lost generation. Exactly.
It is.
I would hope that would be his excuse. It would be sad if he did have a father and he's still thinking that way.
I don't believe he had a father. It's like not talking. I'm sorry, not talking and thinking like this, because if he okay, so he's 24 now. That means his father would, at the very least, was born in the early 80s, maybe, because I'm 37. I was born in 87. So yeah, he's 24 at the very youngest. His dad should have been born in the early 80s. So his dad should be an 80s baby. There's no way on earth his dad would have taught him to court and deal with women like that, like he's doing. No way.
Yeah, man. This dude crazy. All right, I'm about to click play. This dude's energy is. Every time I talk, I'm trying to hold back the cussing words because of you two.
Ways to sleep with a woman. So how fast should a guy have sex with a woman?
It's not necessarily a set timeline that I teach, but it should be what he wants. So like if you're trying to sleep with a girl on the first night or the second night and she says no, she's not that type of girl. For one, that's BS. She's just doing that to you because she don't like you. But
hold on. There are some women even that don't have sex on the first night.
Yeah, because they don't like the guy. That's the only reason they do it.
That's not true. You can't say that. That's not true.
No, I can't say it. It's true.
But there's women that are married to men who they did not have sex with on the first night.
Yeah, like, and hold on, Rick, I got you. And she leads the relationship. So I'm gonna tell you why. If he wanted to do it, that's an instruction or like a leadership. He was trying to lead it to the bedroom. She told him no. So once he did sleep with her, you can sleep with women like that. But what you're doing is you're submitting to women. So the whole relationship is already set on the foundation that you followed her lead. She told you when you was gonna get it. You did everything to get her. It's supposed to be the other way around. If you're the leader, she's supposed to be doing stuff to get you. So when you say it's time to go into the bedroom, that's when it's time to do it. If she doesn't do it, she's uncooperative. She's not submitting, which is fine. That's her right. But you need to walk away. That's what I tell guys all the time. And so what they don't realize is
think about how dangerous it was what he just said. If that man say it's time to go to the bedroom, it's time to go to the bedroom. And he said this in reference of a woman not wanting to sleep with a guy on the first or second date. She is not cooperating. She is not submitting. And if you wait to be with her, she's leading the relationship because she says, well, hey, my standard is I don't just sleep with somebody on the first date that I just met.
He's not teaching men to cultivate or vet for a relationship. He's teaching men how to lead a dictatorship. That's what he's trying to cultivate. And if this man is the man teaching our youth, boy, we got a problem coming up by the time we get in our 40s or 50s.
I think he's teaching men to be grapist.
Yeah, that too.
That's what it sounds like to me. I don't know no other way to hear that.
Because you telling Steven said he's teaching me to be Diddy. Oh, but in hindsight, that's kind of what it is. You gonna sit up here and again go and pick some fruit off that audacity tree. He gonna say that when it's time to get to the bedroom, you have to put out. How, Sway?
On the first date.
On the first date.
At that first date, and he said, hey, look, I'm the leader, and I'm leading us to the bedroom. Mind you, on the first date, that's a stranger. It's a stranger. Why would she owe you? And then Kendra G said, I know people that's married now that didn't have sex on the first date. Oh, well, them a weak man.
Truth be told, me and my wife didn't have sex on the first date. Quite honestly, me and my wife didn't have sex on the first time until like months in. And then on the first date, we was fighting with each other to pay. I had to tell the waitress to take my card and walk off. Like, walk off now. Like, walk fast. before she come back from the bathroom. Let me pay for this food real quick.
Look, this dude here. Hold on. Where is that? Let me see. I gotta show you this. Hold on. This is exactly what it is. I need to program this into my background or something like that for when I'm doing the shows like this. Dang, will it show? Oh, I gotta flip it.
I see it.
The Lion, the Witch, and the audacity of this. Look, something wrong with him. Oh man, this is a first
Born to
date.
serve.
Steve said this is a first date. Slow down, dude. Born to serve, his doctrine will lead many broken homes and single moms. It will.
Yes.
The cycle will continue at an alarming rate. It is, and what he's preaching from is insecurity. He's a bit narcissistic, and with that, what he teach, that's dangerous, man. You don't teach no young boy that, man. That's dangerous, man. That's Diddy language. It is.
That's why I said, like, he's not the only person who think like that. That's what's scary about this.
Oh, shout out Steve. They've been together over 20 years, him and his wife, and he didn't have sex on the first date.
Yeah, it happens. There's people who are out here dating for legitimate reasons, and there's people out here dating somebody who they actually like and not necessarily valuing them solely off of their body.
Yeah, man. What he preaching is very dangerous, man. I was like, man, when it got to that point, I was like, wow, he really said that. He said, well, oh, that just means she doesn't how does that mean somebody doesn't like sometimes when people don't sometimes, and that proves he doesn't know a lot about life, because people that really do like you, sometimes they won't do what they normally do because they want to impress you. Even though they really want to do it, they won't do it just to impress you.
Facts.
So it's not that she didn't want to sleep with you on the first night. It's just that, wow, you know what? I don't want to chase this guy away because I do really want to sleep with this guy on the first date. But I really care about what he might think about me if I do. And so that just shows that he's coming from an immature mind of a child, is really what he's doing.
Is when you get resistance in the beginning from a woman, like in the beginning, you trying to sleep with her the first night, second night, especially knowing that all women, they done slept with some guy fast. I don't care what they say. The fact that she's doing that, she's setting the relationship up on her terms. You slept with her on her terms. That's a no-no. That's why she's never going to cooperate 100%. So you can get married to her, but she the one that's got the pants on in a relationship. So I'm not trying to deal with that.
Okay, let me jump in. So I want to say this. I'm not a married woman. So the things I'm about to talk about are from successful marriages that are very close friends and things that I have learned from marriages. I really feel sad for this current generation because you guys really have no clue about marriage. Everything you just said is about leading. I pray for you in life that no hardship ever happens to you, because you're speaking like you're 24 years old. God forbid you get with a woman and you're up. God forbid you get into a car accident and you can't work anymore. That woman's going to have to hold it down. Marriage is a partnership. And this is what's being lost because men have these egos so much that they keep saying a man has to lead. Well, life happens. And as you live life, you're going to learn that. And things go up. You can lose your job. The girl got to hold it down. She can lose her job. You got to hold it down. That's what marriage is. It's a partnership. It's about two people coming together to hold each other down. But a lot of this is being lost in this art because you, as a dating coach, are teaching men egotistical shit. And that's why I said you're not, I mean, listen, if you want to date, you're right, a dating coach. I don't see how you're ever going to last in a marriage with that mindset, because Life happens. There's no guarantee that God is not going to humble you where you're going to be in a position where your wife got to hold it down. So all this rhetoric about you being the leader is just bullshit. You want to find a person that you can rock out with life with, and life goes up and down. And this is why the internet has ruined so many relationships, because that one piece people don't want to talk about. But I pray that you never have to experience hardship, and that you can be this man to hold it down as the way you're speaking. But live a little bit longer, and maybe you'll learn otherwise.
Can I respond to that, or you want to keep going?
Absolutely, you could respond.
My response to that, and you might be a little surprised, I'm a lot more nuanced than you probably think. So everything you just said, there's nothing in there that I disagree with. But what I would say is how you start, right, is how you're going to finish. So from the beginning, when I hear you talk about leadership and like a woman holding it down for me and stuff, like, yeah, that's the whole thing. You would want a woman that would do that for you. Like, I'm not opposed to that. I have no ego, by the way. I have no ego.
The reason I went there and I let you talk and I got to jump in, that's not what you just said. You just said that a woman that does that means the woman's leading the relationship. And I will never let a woman lead the relationship. So that's not true, because a man could lead. I'm going to give you an example of what I'm thinking of. One of my friends married an athlete. So he's a million plus, right? When they got married, he got injured about 1.5 years into their marriage. And then she had to step up. So he came in, if you want to say the leader, yeah, but then life happened. And not only did he lose his career, he lost the mindset. You know, a lot of things come with that. You know,
that's right. Born to serve. He is diabolical.
The ego, the cheers, you didn't make it as far as you thought within your career. So you're dealing with just not money loss, but she had to step up and hold her husband down while they had to go through that phase in their marriage. So I would never agree with, I understand what you're saying as in leadership, but the people that I know that are married, they have partnerships, and sometimes different people may lead in different parts of the marriage.
Yeah. So, and again, my articulation of it, I wouldn't call that leadership, but as far as like the specifics of what you're talking about, I think all of that is fine. All I'm saying is this, plain and simple. If a guy's desire is to sleep with a woman on the second night and she says no, when we get to the bare bones of it, that is a woman being uncooperative with what the instruction that you're giving. That's as simple as what it is. And if you keep,
hold on, pause. I want to make sure I hear you clearly. So if a man wants to have sex with a woman on the second date and she says no, you consider that uncooperative?
Yeah, because he gave her an instruction. She said no. That's what that is.
So on the second date, whatever it may be, you feel as though a woman should at that moment, if he desires, now second date, she's not his girlfriend. She probably doesn't know what they're doing on the second date. She should be willing to have sex with him.
So this is where the overlap comes in, like the conflating what I'm saying, because what I'm saying is different than what you probably ever heard. So let me say this. No, I got you. I'm about to answer you. She does not have to do anything she doesn't want to do. What I'm telling the guy is she did not want to do what you wanted to do. Walk away. That's all I'm saying. She can do whatever she wants. I don't care about it if a woman don't want to do it.
So you're saying on a second date, if a guy wants to have sex and the woman says no, you know, you agree with her right to say no, but you are telling the guy as a dating coach to leave that woman.
Absolutely.
Well, now I understand why men are the way they are, because they got people like you they going to.
Well, they need to come over here more, because that's not why they are the way they are right now. They the way they are because they doing what you saying. So a woman to tell them no, and they keep chasing.
I want to be clear, and I'm not a married woman, so I want to say that I'm not a married woman.
That's
why I'm talking about, and that's why I've learned in this scenario, the married men, I'm talking about, they just don't talk like this. I'm just being honest. The married men that I know have been married for years, successful men, all of them told me that their wives didn't give it up to them right away. And that's actually what made, that's actually what made her different, because they were so used to the women that you slept with in the 7 months, seven women in 1 month that just gave it up. So to them, it's like, okay, this girl has a different set of standards for herself. She's just not as easy, because on the flip side, some men look at women like that. Oh, I'm not going to wipe you up. You give it up to me on the second date. That means you might give it to somebody else on the second date. Now, can you get, but here's the deal. Can you get Do have one night stands turn into marriage? Absolutely. So that can be possible too. But I'm just thinking of, I got to go by real life examples of the men that I know are married and still married and successful. They didn't have sex with their wives fast.
Okay, so first thing I say, like I said before, money is not a metric of being like a real man for me whatsoever.
So what's the pleasure of a real man to you? I'm just curious.
I'm gonna answer that. I just want to say this real quick before I forget, because off of what you said. The second thing off of what you said, those guys that most men are weak. Like I would say 95% of men are beta males and simps, most of them. So just because you in a long lasting marriage, does not mean it's set up in the order that it's supposed to be according to like the divine nature of God. So a lot of those dudes that you're talking about, they're still submitting to their wives. Their women are in charge of them. And the second thing I want to, and the third thing I want to.
So explain to me how their woman. So let me ask you this, because I'm gonna just use somebody. I think we will all agree LeBron James is very successful, right?
Yeah.
He's on record saying there's no way he could be as successful without his wife, Savannah. So do you consider him a weak man?
No, that don't make him weak. It's nothing wrong with appreciating your woman. I'm talking about you saying that the guys you're talking about, their wives made them.
But they say, hold on. They say the same exact thing LeBron James says. I just used him
as
an example because
No, it's nothing wrong with saying that. That's not what I'm talking about. It's the point. It's the part.
But LeBron James, hold on. LeBron James literally falls into the category of what I'm speaking of. He is on a record of saying he would not be where he is without his wife, Savannah. He's on record saying this. So
Yo, what's up? Born to Serve says it was wonderful chatting with you, man. Of wisdom, Jesus loves you all, and I mean that. Take care. We will catch up. I have notifications on for your lives and videos on great show topic. Appreciate you. If you're still in the room, hopefully you can hear me. If not, you'll hear me on the replays. I appreciate you coming through. Thank you so much for your support and everything that you said and contributing. Enjoy chatting with you as well. I thank you for that. I really, for the bottom of my heart, I love, man, talking to people. That's why I do this, man, because coming from like Clubhouse and other platforms, I was like, man, I got to find my people that like to talk about the things I like to talk about. And so it's been very positive and good coming to YouTube, starting these lives, starting these conversations. And when y'all are in the chat and we're talking to each other about that, that's what I like, just being able to get because, man, some of these people in these conversations get toxic on other platforms and stuff, man. And YouTube, I'm glad I started coming over here and I got to meet people that think, not that people have to agree with me or anything, but just people that know how to have these good conversations with maturity and add some goodness to it. Prince know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about all too well, bro. All too well.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. Coming over here, man. I said, man, I gotta come to YouTube. I said, I know everybody can't be toxic. And I came over to YouTube and I was like, oh man, I love it over here. It's way better. I've met just more mature people. Even people that didn't agree with me, I've been able to have great conversations with them. And I see it their way, they see it my way, and it's just been much better conversation. So I appreciate it, when people, especially just everybody in the chat, just talking and having the conversation. It's way better. On Clubhouse, they try to shut you down if you have a difference of opinion. That kid got the room. I'm telling you.
How does it not apply to LeBron James, but every other guy I'm talking about who literally has said the same thing? I'm confused.
So I got you. So it's not that rhetoric, like them saying that in itself is not bad. There's nothing wrong with that. I have no problem with that. The part that I'm highlighting that we're focusing on that I don't want you to skip over is where you just said the men you're talking about. I don't know LeBron James' situation with how he slept with, what's her name, Savannah or whatever. When you talking about the guys that you saying that their wives made them wait. So as soon as I hear that, I know that they submitted to her on her timeline. You see what I'm saying? They gave her an instruction. They wanted something. She did not want to do it, which is fine. Like I said, a woman has that right. But what I'm saying is the fact that he kept going, now he's chasing a woman. He submitted to her on her timeline to get the box. So he's a submissive man. And those dudes are confused. So those are the same guys that will say that they want submissive women, right? So I don't agree with the rhetoric where you said a guy will sleep with a woman and say, oh, she gave it up to me fast. She must have did this for everybody. That's a weak way of thinking. If a woman don't submit to me and sleep with me when I'm saying, whether it's the third date, fourth date, first date, I'm discarding her because she's uncooperative. So for me, those guys, they reward women who disobey them and they submit to them. For me, I give girls place in my life that sleep with me the first night. You're not no thought because of that. That's good. The girls that tell me I'm not that type of girl, I know she a liar because she did it with somebody else and she's just trying to do that to me. So why would I submit?
Hold on.
Those guys, they reward women who disobey to her on her timeline to get the box. So he's a submissive man. And those dudes are confused. So those are the same guys that will say that they want submissive women, right? So I don't agree with the rhetoric where you said a guy will sleep with a woman and say, oh, she gave it up to me fast. She must have did this for everybody. That's a weak way of thinking. If a woman don't.
This is scary.
Hold on. He said, I'm not like those guys that sleep with a woman and say, oh, she must have gave it up to everybody because she gave it to me fast. Then he says, if she don't give it up to me, I know it's because she don't like me, because I know she gave it to other people. What is he talking about?
You damned if you do, damned if you don't.
He literally, he said the same thing, Prince, just on the other side of things.
That was a fast contradiction. I can tell you that though. He did. He backtracked on that very quickly. He said one, then he said the polar opposite the very next sentence.
Exactly. Look, I'm not the guy that's going to say if you sleep with me fast, I'm not the kind of guy that's going to say, oh, she's a hoe and she only gave it to me because she gives it up to everybody, right? Then he turns around and says, well, but if she says that she's not going to sleep with me because she's not like that, then I know she's a liar. She's sleeping with everybody. What is he talking about?
And he was able to contradict himself that badly within a matter of seconds.
I'm sorry, I'm done being polite. He's an idiot.
Yeah. At this point in the video, yeah, he's definitely a freaking idiot.
And I try not to be like that, Carl. I be on here. I want to be respectful. I don't want to start beefs or anything like that and stuff. I'm still going to go to his channel and react to some of his stuff. I don't care. But it's come on, man. What you just said was dumb. It don't make no sense, man.
Submit to me and sleep with me when I'm saying, whether it's the third date, fourth date, first date, I'm discarding her because she's uncooperative. So for me, those guys, they reward women who disobey them and they submit to them. For me, I give girls place in my life that sleep with me the first night. You're not no thought because of that. That's good. The girls that tell me I'm not that type of girl, I know she a liar because she did it with somebody else and she's just trying to do that to me. So
Damn it, you can't make it up.
That's crazy. You started laughing at the same thing. That's crazy.
I had to stop because I see Steven laughing. Look, you can't make it up. He just did it. He said, and then he said, obey. Look, this is a time to be scared. If you are a father with a daughter out here, hope she don't bump into this MF right. This little joker
can't make it up.
I submit third. I for your experience, that's fine. But there's a lot of good, beautiful women who do not have sex on the first date. So don't say every woman. You can say women that you have come across, and that's what you attract. So that's fine. I'm not here to judge. I can't talk about. I'm only gonna use celebrities because we all know celebrities. So FYI, okay. I don't know the timeline of LeBron James and Savannah James, so we'll move forward. So, but we do know Russell Wilson and Sierra did not have sex right away. So to you, Russell Wilson is a weak man?
Yeah, he's a beta male, 100%.
Well, I think
Wow.
women, you should all want beta males because if
No,
Russell,
they should.
Hold on, pause. If Russell Wilson, a man who is a family man, very, very successful, has no problem making his wife feel appreciated and loved because she brought, I want to say, three of his children into this world. Ladies, just start praying for beta men. I don't care what you call the adjective to be, but any man that thinks,
I think they need to make a law that if a dude can knock you out, you're not allowed to call him a beta male.
But that'd be a wild law.
Because I've seen Russell Wilson outside of what the media wants to portray him as. That dude ain't no joke. I got some homeboys like him that's quiet. They seem soft. I'm talking about these dudes, they ruthless. I had a homeboy like that. He's quiet. He's real nice when it comes to the girls he's dating. I never forget, he knocked a boy teeth out his mouth. He is ruthless. He ain't the least bit soft. He just like that with his girl. Because he doesn't feel like a man's supposed to be just aggressive with women. That's just how he is. He's like a Russell Wilson, but he's ruthless. Like,
But that's how it goes. It's always those quiet ones. It'd be the quiet ones that mind their business, don't bother anybody. But the moment you bother them, it's over.
I'm telling you, he is, man. This boy, he funny, man. I think he doing it to get people to follow him. He's saying crazy things to get people not like him, then go check. I get it. And I fell for it because I got his page on another tab. So I fell for it.
Russell Wilson is less than is.
You say what?
I say I don't think so. I don't think you fell for it because at the same time, you didn't subscribe or follow the nigga. So I mean, kind of went there for some laughs, quite honestly.
Oh yeah. Let me see.
The type of man you should not want to date. That's a sad guy. Because that's the type of man that most men should strive to be like. There is nothing. This man is a whole family guy. Like married to the woman that brought his children into the world, but yet and still he's a beta man. So you think Future is probably better than Russell Wilson, do you?
Yeah.
Future, who has, okay, so you, in your mind, Future is a better man than Russell Wilson.
In the context with Sierra, not the whole.
I'm asking you because you call Russell Wilson a beta man. So you think
he is. With Sierra, he's been a beta male. He's submitted to her, so she runs the relationship.
I'm asking you about men right now because you say men are. I do want to wrap you up. Okay, did you hear my question of I'm talking about men in period. So you think Future is a better man than Russell Wilson?
I don't know Russell Wilson or Future as a man to answer that. I can only go off the context of the situation.
Well, hold on. You don't know the men that I know, and you call them weak. So how come these men are more famous? You can make more. More assessment for the famous guy.
No, I know because you said that they followed the woman's timeline to get the box. They submitted to her, so I know.
Okay, well we know. Hold on, pause. So we know that Russell Wilson followed Sierra's timeline, and we know Future did not. So with that being said, you have that information on both. So do you have a higher regard for Future over Russell Wilson?
In the context of that situation, 100%. Yes.
So a man that marries a woman that had his children is less of a man than a man that has 8 children by different women all around the world. You as a dating coach are saying that you have a higher regard for Future over Russell Wilson.
And that's you're conflating two things.
I'm not conflating anything. I'm asking you clear questions.
You're not a dating coach, you're a smashing coach.
No, I'm talking about the scenario with Sierra. It's not
about Sierra. No. You talked earlier, you were judging men, saying how they were following women, and that these are weak men that go by a woman's time. These are the things that you said.
Yeah, that's Russell Wilson. He's a beta male. Yes, he is.
Okay, so you would teach more men to be like Future over Russell Wilson.
In the context of that scenario, 100%, yes.
So you would, okay, so we got to give all the context of the scenario. Future also has 8 children by different women. What's your thoughts on that? By going by your teaching.
There's nothing wrong with having 8 children by different women.
All right, y'all. Everybody log out. Live over.
Oh, child. Well, this is so funny to me. This is literally funny. It's literally funny. It explains the current state of how men date. And, you know, hey, I mean, it is what it is. It's hilarious to me that
Are
you
we
would
able to
actually
read the
have
question? Or no?
It's hilarious that you think there's nothing wrong with having 8 kids by 8 women, and you would put them on a higher regard than a man who is building a house.
You know what's so weird is that people use this alpha beta thing, which it was made popular based off of a study done on wolves. And it's weird because it's only done in captivity, right? And most of these guys don't realize is that if you don't have anybody following you within a pack or some leadership role, you're not an alpha anyway. A lot of these guys say, oh, I'm an alpha because of my attitude, which technically alpha and attitude does make sense. The alpha in a pack of wolves is not necessarily the strongest or the biggest wolf. It is based off attitude, right? But most guys are like this guy here. He doesn't have, I haven't heard him say he has children. He doesn't have a wife. He's not in any leadership position. So he's not an alpha. Russell Wilson would be an alpha. What people also don't realize is that when it comes to alpha and wolves, they don't even realize that you actually can have an alpha male. You can have an alpha female. But these guys don't bother to do research on the words that they use. A lot of guys say, oh, well, you're a beta. Well, a beta is an advisor to an alpha. He maintains discipline in the pack. He still has a role. So if your father is alive and he still sits at the head of the table in your family, your father would be the alpha, main leader of the family. You may be his son next in line. You might be married, have kids, gave him his first grandkids. You would be in a beta position, but that's not a bad position. But they don't know. They just go alpha, beta, alpha, beta, alpha, beta.
Yeah, absolutely. You cooking? Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? The
Keep
omega,
going. Keep going. I'm letting you cook.
the delta watches the territory boundary caretakers of ill and wounded wolves, which usually is position. Maybe you would say that a lot of women may take like that. Some of the uncles in the family, right? That the good uncles in the family, right? That you can go to, talk to, get advice from, and stuff like that. Then you have the omegas, which obey other dominant wolves, eating after all the other dominant wolves. People like Future, which is what I wanted to talk about, is you have the lone wolf. Now, the importance of a lone wolf like Future, and you can look this up. The importance of a lone wolf like Future, he's not an alpha or anything else. He's a lone wolf. And the importance of a lone wolf in nature is he introduces new genes into the pack amongst other wolves as he travels around.
Correct.
And stuff. And so he would fall under a lone wolf. And so my thing is, I just think that when you have these guys, these are insecure, ignorant guys. They use these terms usually. They're alpha, beta, and they don't even know what it is. And the fact that you are using a term that comes from captivity, that happens with wolves in captivity, these roles that you're following happens amongst them in captivity. And so I must think that only a captive mind would be so subservient to these terms, is which he is, right? He's acting as if he's this alpha guy, all knowledgeable, but he's subservient to fake gender roles and terms that he has no idea or understanding or even knows what they mean.
Absolutely.
You're so focused on submission and being subservient, and you're subservient to archaic ideas about what you think a man is. And you don't even know what being a man is at all. You're not
even
alpha.
close.
You're not even an alpha. Nobody depends on you. Come on, man. I'm married, like Prince married. Steven said he's been married 20 years, man. That means that for 20 years, he has consistently operated in a family unit. And this brother is 24 years old thinking he got in anybody to where? To where? He probably gets carded at the movie theater. They probably walk up to him like they do my son and say, "Where's your parent?" Because they be about to
I'm
kick.
done. I'm done, bro. I'm logging out. I'm done. That's dirty. I'm done.
I'm telling you, man, what is he talking about? He ain't leading nobody. You come to me when you done did something consistently. You ain't in charge of nothing, man. Come on, man.
So that boy can't go see rated R movies.
Man, he do, man. He probably gotta have somebody walk in with him. Come on, man. You probably ain't paid nobody's life insurance, medical bill, or nothing, man. You ain't got no braces put on no kids' teeth. You ain't did nothing, man. How you in any alpha position, man? Get out of here, man.
Yeah, you ain't lying, bro. I wholeheartedly agree. You ain't telling a lie yet.
Ain't nobody listening to you. That's why they always talking about the pay. Do you know that in true patriarchy, it doesn't just hold women to a standard, it holds men to a standard. And in true patriarchy, a lot of you guys, you can't just walk up into these meetings and be a part of these circles and you ain't got no wife. They look at you like you weird.
Right.
Where your family at? You ain't allowed to come around. Just running around sleeping with people. We wouldn't trust you. We think you trying to sleep with our wife or something, man. Come on, man. But that's the internet makes some of these young guys with their harmful rhetoric make them think they running something. I'm talking about he a dating coach. He a hookup coach. He a smash and pass coach.
That's all he is, bro. He's just teaching dudes. He's just teaching dudes and men how to hook up. He hasn't dropped not one iota of knowledge in this entire interview. Not once.
Like Steven, I want you to think about this, Steven. Steven said, thank you, but right. Steven, think about this. He 24. And you've been with your wife 20 years. What this bro done did?
Nothing.
What he did?
I like that very first comment that she read. You still got a taste of Similac on your lips. He does.
Yeah. The boy said he 24. This old man, I remember I was young. This old man said, he said, I got a pair of shoes older than you.
I had a man tell me he got pubic hair older than me. I said, damn.
Yeah, man said, man, I got a pair of shoes older than you. Man, what you talking about? This boy think he teaching somebody something. Yeah, Steve, he just started being on his own.
Right. You still got your mama cooking smell on your clothes, bro. You just left the house.
He probably still on his parents' insurance, man. Come on, man.
he probably selling his people phone bill.
Boy, when you 24, your insurance high as hell, boy, on that car. Insurance high, your insurance higher than your car note. What'd you say, Prince? You cut out. Oh man, he must be in the error. I can't hear you right now. Boy, insurance high here. He can't even own no red car right now. We need to stop. MVR1 says, and you old as dust. Everybody gotta get old. That's the
Yeah,
good thing. I couldn't hear you, Prince, man. You cut out.
No, I was saying eventually everybody gets old.
Oh yeah. MVR1 saying you old as dust. That's good. Everybody gotta get old. I like getting old, man. When I look back, I wouldn't want to redo none of this stuff.
Now I got a couple things I'll take back, bro.
I wouldn't take back nothing. It worked out.
Eventually.
It did. It worked out. It worked out. I couldn't do it. It worked out. And these hormone they put in the food messing these kids up. Anyway, these young kids be looking old as hell now.
No, bro. I mean, I'll be paying attention like that. The last time I noticed, I saw I was with my little cousin. He had just recently graduated from high school, and I was bringing him somewhere because he was trying to buy some shoes. He didn't get his car yet, and we was riding past the school. He was like, "Damn, what the hell all these girls was when before I graduated?" I was like, "What the hell is you looking at?" I was like, "Damn, okay, well, shit." Back in my day, kids were shaped up and down like a pencil.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know, it's people don't think about that, but it's seriously the average size, it has gone up. People don't think about they kept track of these things. The average size, like even when you go back and look at these women in the old videos from the 90s to you can see women getting bigger. You can see them getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. You can just see it. The size of people have changed. Oh, Steven says, what young people don't understand is getting old is the goal, not the punishment. Exactly.
Facts.
And there's only one way not to get old, and I don't think you want to go that way. There's only one way to not get old. But yeah, when you like going to like my son doing wrestling and going to these tournaments and stuff like that, you be looking at these high school boys, you like, you sure that man ain't 30? Like, nah,
boys got beards and all.
He in the 10th grade. You like, what? You sure? I be thinking they cheat, and I'm like, man, come on, man. Y'all can't have my kids out here fighting against grown man. They be looking old.
And you know what's crazy? My daughter is shaped the same way. She's 12 years old, bro. 12. I'm 6'2". She's almost as big as me.
Well, oh yeah, she is. But I think she do she feel some way about it? Sometimes my daughter, she got tall. She taller than me. And sometimes they feel like that. And sometimes they sprout up because girls are outgrow the boys. And you gotta get the boys, wait for them to go to they hit their growth spurt, and then they'll catch up to them.
Right.
Yep. So she gonna have to wait because I don't know why boys be behind the girls like that, especially at what 12. Yeah, she gonna have to wait a year or two, and the boys they'll hit their growth spurt and catch up to her.
Yeah, I hope so because she's towering over everybody in the house except me.
Hey, it might be her time to rule, man.
It might be.
Slap a couple of y'all around, man. That's how it is. But yeah, them girl they outgrow. They gonna grow first. That's exactly how it is over here.
Yeah, that's wild.
Let's see.
In a home for his family. But hey, I mean, that explains it all. I mean, it literally explains it all to me. It explains it all. All right, I think we had to go. I mean, it went out, but some of these questions
we could just answer the questions because we keep going on. If you're okay with that, I'm being respectful of the platform, but if you want to,
I run this over here, boo.
Yeah, of course, 100%. Yeah, it's you.
So you just sit back and enjoy the questions that come to you.
Yes, ma'am.
There are some questions that went out because the thing went out, but they're on my phone. So Muscle March Fitness says, DM, God said, get that ninja off the show. Oh, that's when we went out. I'm going to try to read them from my phone. They're not all there. Okay, D Green says, he doesn't live up to that name. He's far from sexually disciplined, then has the nerve to speak on God. Matthew 26:41, watch and pray so that you will not fall into temptation. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak.
Is that a man or a woman that said that?
That was a woman.
Yeah, I mean, look, I probably wouldn't even smash her. So she's saying talking discipline, I wouldn't even give her nothing.
Okay. Coffee Killer said, the beta males are every female's friend zone list. If a woman wants a submissive man, check your inbox. So a Coffee Killer might be agreeing with you.
No, that's facts.
Shay, Russell over Future, next. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I had to laugh because the fact that you honestly think a man that has 8 children, some that he won't even claim, some that he won't even be in their lives, has a higher regard to a man that actually is doing all that he can to keep his family together and showing a Black successful family, that is just laughable to me. Like, but I mean, it explains it all, but it's very laughable to me.
If I'll say this, if I was Sierra's age and I done been ran through by guys like Future, I congratulate her. If I was her, I would have tried to get a Russell Wilson too. You get to control the relationship, you get money, you get all the praise. I mean, that's almost like the sprinkle girl fantasy. I would do it.
There's been I feel like there's so much ego talk in this. Control.
And once again, he contradicted himself because if I was Sierra's age and a woman and she been ran through, but he just said that he don't judge women. And so why is he using that language?
Because he's a walking contradiction.
He just said the women, they want to have sex. So he's encouraging people on the first and second date to have sex. Then when it comes to Sierra, she's ran through and the man she's dating must be beta. Woman ran through, the guy that gets with her, beta. Russell Wilson beta, but he's encouraging, hey, first, second date, if you want to have sex, that woman should want to have sex with you. He makes no sense.
None. I'm surprised Kendra even allowed this to go on as long as she did, to be perfectly honest.
He's insane, man. Let me play this video. I'll get some real quick.
Why is it control if a man is looking for a woman that has certain characteristics that he can build a life with? Like Russell Wilson talked about, when he's looking for his wife, he was looking at when his father was dying and how his mother was by his father's side during these moments of a man who can't do anything because he's literally dying. But because he chose the right woman to have a life with, she was there. So those are things that was really important for him. And those things kind of have to be vetted via character. So it's just, you have to be who you are, but it's just laughable to me that to you just put that as a beta male opposed to a man who is seeking a life partner that is going to be loyal to their situation. But
no, he's loyal to her situation. I would bet pretty much everything I have, which is probably a lot more than the people in this chat, that Russell Wilson is miserable.
Baby, how much money you got in the bank? Because you keep thinking you so rich, honey.
I don't think I'm so rich.
Because you just said something about you probably got more than the people watching. You don't know who. I'm trying to be real kind with you. You don't know what these people got in the bank. And I'm not saying that you're not successful. I know you can be successful on the internet. But you talking so big talk like you got tens of millions of dollars in the bank. And if you do, I would be surprised. Okay, so please calm down with the income bracket because I don't think you matching everybody, honey.
That's fine. That's fine. Yeah.
So you don't gotta do no slide. I got more than everybody watching. I don't know if that's the truth.
To be fair, I said probably, but yeah.
And then
Yep, I am back. Exactly. But he said earlier that He don't think money make a difference. He don't care about money or nothing. That's not what make you a real man or not. But when he wants to attack people, now he's bringing up money. That's very, very, very funny to me. Shout out T-Bone says that always confused me about these game ninjas. You know what? This dude here, I don't have a problem with somebody in the way they want to live their life. Like, seriously, like I don't get in other people's business like that. The only thing that ever bothers me is like when somebody is contradicting themselves. You know, when he makes statements saying that he says, I'm not one of those guys that judge a woman for sleeping with me on the first date. You know, I wouldn't call her a thought. But then he says, you know, if I want to sleep with a woman on the first date or the second date and she doesn't do it, then I know it's because she doesn't like me. Because if she says she's not that type of girl, then I know she's lying because she definitely probably sleeps with other guys. It's like he just contradicts himself all around the board. You know, it's ridiculous. Prince said he throwing shade at the chat. Wow. He doesn't have tens of thousands in the bank, but has 6 figures since 21. Yeah, he's crazy. Steven says, yeah, the chat is getting to him and they must be roasting him on there. Yeah, they probably tearing in and to him. One thing about the Kendra G chat, while you on there, they be looking you up, going to your Instagram, or like Prince did. Prince went to his YouTube, looked up his video titles and stuff like that. So I think they're kind of figuring him out, how fake he is. And you could tell he's looking at the chat and reading it, and he's starting to unravel.
And also earlier, I don't know how money got back into it because you said you don't use money to rate anything.
Yeah, that's just me. You know, just being boisterous as a human. But okay. I got you. I'm with you. I'll tone it down.
Stacey Bay said, so are you forcing women to have sex with you? Are they even into it? Sounds like they're just laying there.
No, any girl that sleep with me, I mean, they can't get enough. It's amazing. And I don't make nobody do nothing. I just tell them what I want to do. If you don't want to do it, that's fine. I'm going to go leave the date and you can go home. And the girls that want to do it, they do it. Like I'm all, see, people gonna get me wrong. I'm all for female autonomy, freedom of choice, feminism, all of that. You know, I would give women a lot of the same advice I'm talking about on the perspective of men right now. Like, I don't think there's nothing wrong with women sleeping around and discarding guys that they want to do that. I don't think that's bad. But go ahead.
One thing I will give you that, although I disagree, I appreciate your honesty, right? So you're being honest. You're not lying. I don't think you have a hard time. I think you know, I host, like I said, I host a dating show. So I already know what it is. And you have a lot of the aesthetics that women say they want. You know, you tall, even though they always talk about dark-skinned men, they date light-skinned men too. They do that. I mean, I know. So I think you are attractive enough that you are not convincing, and you don't gotta like convince her girl to sleep with you. She wants to sleep with you. She wants to sleep with you. So I'll give you that. I do have to move on, but all these, I was looking at the questions from before that went away. I think this might be new. Let me see. Let's see what we have right here. Christina Small said it takes at least 3 months for HIV to be detected. HIV has skyrocketed. Chris Coca on the app. Oh, that's her name on the app. Do you ever think about those concerns of, I know you say you're being safe with using condoms, but things can happen. Like, do you ever wonder about that? Are you requiring them to take STD tests before you have sex with them?
Yeah, I do.
But how? That's impossible.
I was gonna say, if okay, so it just depends on the scenario, but just to keep it real simple, if it's like a one-off thing, I'm very meticulous with the certain questions that I ask. Like, I have a very detailed vetting process for casual hookups, for long-term. And I'm pretty much impenetrable. Like, nothing's gonna happen to me. I know all the risk I'm taking. I know how to protect myself from it, and I know exactly what type of women I'm dealing with because I done did this over and over and over again. So I know exactly, you know what I'm saying, what I'm vetting for when it comes to sleeping with somebody.
So to be clear, because the only way you're gonna really know this is if they've taken a test and they show you the paperwork. I highly doubt that's what you require.
I don't do it every time. No, I'm with you. I don't do it every time. If it depends. So I have 2 ways I bet. If it's casual, like a quick hookup, there's a certain thing I do there. If it's somebody that's going to be more consistent, like I'm going to see, even if it's just like a FWB type of situation, I'm going to see you consistently. Those are the girls I get tested. If it's just like a one-off, then as long as you pass
but you know, one off, you can still contract.
I'm aware, but I'm telling you that I ain't got nothing. I done been with over 60 women. I ain't never got nothing.
You've been with 6 women?
I said 60, over 60, 60.
Okay. All right. I don't even know where my questions were. Let me go back. Let's wrap up this whole interview so we could at least do that. I think you did the Kendra cam. Okay, so this is how we got here, because you had a sex on Thursday. Okay, so it's the 3 flaws. What are 3 flaws you have to work on?
I could probably be more attentive just in like conversation. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I got ADHD, like I'm diagnosed, so sometimes my brain just drift off. And I found that in my marriage or different relationships, that can be a problem. So that's something I try to actively work on. Like I'm in therapy for stuff like that.
Okay.
You don't believe in Prince, man? In therapy, man.
No. I believe something wrong with his ass. I don't believe in therapy.
Another flaw. Like in relationships or just in general?
Relationships in particular.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nah, that's really it. I mean, I'm pretty honest. I feel like I do everything pretty much right. Like I don't do anything wrong by any women I deal with. I'm very nice and considerate, and I do good things for the women that do good by me. I very much believe in the philosophy of you got to give to get, you know? So
bullshit.
Really? You have to give? Okay. So I have an outside question. So you talked earlier, if a guy wants to have sex on a second date and the woman says no, she has the right to say no, but she's uncooperative, and you suggest he leaves her.
Yes. Yeah.
So do you think if a woman ever says no to a man in any scenario, she's being uncooperative and the man should leave?
I would say this, for most things that happen in the very beginning, I would say yes, but there is some nuance to it. Like if you are asking a woman to do something that's extreme, I would say it's a sign of high self-esteem and confidence if the woman told you no. Because
give me an example of that though, because I would think having sex on a second date is extreme. So what would be an example of something extreme?
Okay, so like, you know, if you just met a girl, right, and you told her to give you $300, this your first date or second date, right, and she said no, I would tell the guy that the level of cooperation that you're looking for from the woman, you would have to match her in your provision. So it's kind of like I told you, I run everything like a job. So it's like, you know, if you got somebody that's you paying them minimum wage and they just like a on the floor worker, you can't have them doing managerial type of responsibilities with no extra pay, no change in title, no upgrade in benefits and position, and expect them to do it. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, you can.
So that's basically what I'm saying. You can't have a woman, you can't give a woman instruction to do wife duties, taking care of your house and things like this, but you're not taking care of her. You're not giving to her as a husband. It would have to be, you got to give to get. You know what I'm saying? But telling a girl to show up on a date, for example, at a certain time, wear a certain thing, if you want her to come back to your spot, things like this, that's very normal in the beginning. If she don't do those things, you don't get 100% cooperation and like the typical basics, then yeah, she got to go.
I agree with being on the date on time if y'all agree to meet each other opposed to you picking her up. But I'm trying to listen. So you're saying, well, if it's an event, like let's say it's a black tie event and it's like, okay, we're dressed, we're going to a black tie event. But let's say it's not that type of event. You're saying he should be able to pick out her outfit?
Yeah, if you give her like a light instruction, like the girl I'm about to meet, and I do got to go soon myself. Well, I'll be there about 12. That's because we meet at the bar. But I told her to wear a certain green dress because she sent me some pictures. And I said, I like that one. I was like, wear that when I go. She was just like, okay.
Why am I just saying this? He said, Steven said, didn't the guy from the first video that cut off the man head have ADHD? Hey, man, he giving them vibes, man. Like, for real. He's giving them vibe, man. He this dude scared me, man.
Down to even picking out their clothes. He tells them what to wear on the date, son. Who does that?
You know who do that? Remember Silence of the Lambs? She puts the lotion in the
Lotion on the
bucket.
skin. Puts the lotion on the skin. That's his whole skin.
She puts the lotion in the bucket. She like, how? What? She puts the lotion in the bucket. I'm telling you, man, they psycho stuff, man. I ain't never thought. I want to see what a woman go, because here's the thing. He's silly anyway, because that ain't how you vet no woman. You want to see how she gonna show up on her own.
Right.
You want to see what her style is, how she dressed. That's how you tell her self-respect. Does she come out the house dressed any type of way? Because here the thing is, you can't watch nobody forever anyway. So even if you think you telling a woman what to wear, how to dress, she's still gonna dress the way she want to dress when she go out with her friends or homegirls or behind your back. So it's best to just go ahead and let her dress how she want to dress on the first date, second date, third date, so you can get a idea. Okay, well, this is how she dressed. Cause see, me, I don't have to worry about how my wife dressed in years later, and because I never told her how to dress, and I see how she dressed on her own. I get to get a full idea about, hey, this is what her style is, and this is what she, likes and stuff like that. So just let the person
Correct.
dress the way they want to dress.
Correct. Absolutely.
All right. Why would I be telling her that? These people crazy. They must want children or something. I wouldn't want to be with nobody. I got to tell them how to dress and what to do. Did you say something, Prince?
Now, I was about to say, I mean, if that's the case, you gotta look at a lot of these guys, the quote unquote red pill guys on YouTube and all that, and you of all people know the guys on Clubhouse and what have you. It just seems as if they want children. They want to run a dictatorship. They want to be able to control what she wears and damn near what she eat. I tell you when it's time to bust it open. Like, come on, bro. I don't think none of that has to do with vetting.
I don't think
But
so
you're a
either.
dating coach.
And think about it, like, because if you really are the provider, protector of the home, right? And let's just say you're doing the whole traditional thing where it's, the woman stays at home, because a lot of those guys also believe in that. Here's my thing is if you at work and you're being a provider and the earner, don't you need somebody that knows how to think and do on their own and make decisions when you're not there? Because they're going to be at the house more than you are. Why you want somebody you got to punch in orders? You know what I mean? And they don't know how to operate outside of your presence, basically, is what you're making. I just don't get it. I need somebody that I can depend on to that I can trust when I'm not around. So I think he's building relationships based off not trusting somebody. You gotta tell them what to wear, what to dress. You gonna tell them how to walk, how to act, how to talk to. It's just I don't know. Oh, if you saying something, Prince, I can't hear you. I know you off mic, but
No, I ain't saying nothing, brother. Big shout out to Steven though. He said, bro, you are a wise man, brother.
oh man, I appreciate it, man. I just be speaking from the heart, man.
Speaking logically, I don't know what the hell this dude here talking about.
I don't know. I think he's young. I think he'll grow out of it. Hopefully he will.
Keyword being hopefully.
Hopefully.
Yeah, like I see consistently between women that's fine. Like that's nothing that deep. So if she can't do that, like if I show up on this date and that girl wearing something different, I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm gonna still talk with her, have my drink, because I'm a man of my word. I said we gonna have a drink. After the drink, I'm gonna say, I hope you have a good night and it was nice meeting you, and I'm never gonna talk to her again because she don't cooperate. She can't follow instructions.
So she doesn't wear the dress you suggested for her to wear when you go see her. It will be the last time you see her.
Yeah, absolutely. Unless she says, because what a woman will do when they're interested is she's gonna say, hey, I didn't wear that dress because of XYZ actual reason. She's not just not, you know what I'm saying? She would say something about it. So if she did that, like, oh, it got messed up, it was dirty or something, that makes sense because I'm not irrational. But I'm talking about just not following instruction, resisting following my lead of where I'm trying to get it to go. You know, I'll end the day quick. I'll go on a date with a girl, and if I tell her to come sit closer to me and she don't do that, I'm gonna end the day. Like I ain't gonna end it right there. Like get all mad. I'm not mad about nothing. That's her right. Nobody can make me angry. Like I'm fine. I'm always at peace. I just know that. Oh yeah, if you can't listen on the small level, down the line trying to be my wife, like the stuff you was talking about holding it down. I know she can't do that. She can't even listen to this. Why would I keep her around?
I mean, I don't want to do any more debates, right? So it is what it is. But it almost seems like your opinion or your instructions have to be followed. If she has, I don't know, that's what it sounds like. So
yeah, it does. It does.
But a woman can have a better thought than you. And if you're unwilling to listen to her better thought because you have to be in control, that's not a team, that's a dictatorship. So we're not talking about the same things in that way of holding somebody down, because you could pick a woman that follows everything you say, and then if something happens to you, she don't know how to lead because that ain't the kind of woman you picked. You picked the woman that has to have you do everything. So what happens when she got to figure it out?
So just to answer that, like I told you, I'm very rational. So like but this is my thing. A woman has to, so most dudes are in the mindset, they trying to do things to get women. Most guys think game is about getting women. I teach the opposite of that. Game is about having an effective game plan to get what you want. So I put women in position to do things to get me. Now, once you get into a spot, you've been consistent, 3 to 6 months, then at that point, you've earned the right to make suggestions and tell me stuff. And I'm not a type of guy that's like, oh, you told me to do that. Oh, I'm submitting to her now. Nah, if you've been around for 6 months following my program and you tell me something that's beneficial, I'll listen to what you're saying. I'm not a dummy. You see what I'm saying? But a girl that I just met, I don't owe her no right to listen to what she's saying. I said I want to go to this place at this time. If a girl make another suggestion on where we gonna go or what we gonna do, I'm never gonna talk to her again. That's just what it is. You got to earn the right to make suggestions in my life, because I already got, my life is good as it is. I'm looking for somebody to add on and be a helpmate to what I got going. So
well, let me jump in.
Has you to follow my program.
Okay, but what if there's a woman that's further along than you in what you do? Because you said you want a woman that you could create content with, right? So let's say she got better connections than you. She's been doing it longer, more followers. So her suggestion can lead y'all into a better situation. But you're already saying you're unwilling to take her suggestion because it's her suggestion. You literally just said this. If she's not doing what you want to do, you're not doing it. That's literally what you just said.
So you got to hear what I'm saying, Miss Kendra. I got you. I promise. So this is the thing. That is so for my life, right? Being a content creator and the stuff you're saying, that is my program. So what that woman would be doing in the scenario you gave is she's giving me a suggestion, right? That's helping my program. That's still under my leadership because I told her, right, that I'm trying to build XYZ with content and things like this. So she's giving me a suggestion that follows after what I'm on, right? But now if I met some girl and I'm telling her my diet is good and she's over here trying to tell me what to do when it comes to diet, and I'm not asking for help, or let's say I don't even care about diet, then I'm not going to listen to what she's saying. Because now that's going outside of my purpose and my program that's for me. So as long as it falls under that umbrella, then we good. But to be honest, yeah.
We'll wrap it up. Why would a woman, this is the last question, honey. Why would a woman be lucky to be with you?
I mean, that's just like, I feel like that question answers itself, but for the purpose of it, I'll answer it. I mean, I could talk about external things and stuff like that, like most guys do that talk about high value. I got all that. I don't care about that. What I say is this: my internal value, my mindset, the way I think, the way I move. A woman submits me and following after me, that'll be the best decision she made. Even girls that I don't deal with now, they always come back talking about how I elevated them in their mindset and their lifestyle and things that they do. It's a lot more to just the sex part. We focused on that one a lot, but with me, everything is elevation across the board. So even girls that don't stick with me, I make them better for the next dude they deal with. I don't ghost girls. I tell women why things don't work out. You know what I'm saying? And they come back I had a girl not that long ago come back.
He not lying. He do make women better for the next man.
Because they be more cautious of the bullshit that he's done. So they see it coming.
They be grateful. Look, they be grateful because after dealing with him and they meet you and you decent. Oh my God, they be, oh man, I'm so glad I met you.
Shout out to T-Bone. He said all that following instructions stuff is weird to me too. They be so worried about. Oh, I lost it.
They be so worried about what the woman is doing instead of worrying about themselves giving them dumb instructions to follow. LOL. Yes.
Yeah.
That would be doing. He said if he out with a woman, think about how ridiculous and just cold that sounds. If we out and she make another suggestion about, oh, maybe we should eat over here, he done. That's how I know he not marriage minded. You know what every married man complains about?
Close.
Every married man complains about the same conversation every Friday or Saturday. Where you want to eat? I don't know where you want to eat. We would love to have a woman that makes suggestions.
Who you telling? I would welcome that with open arms. You want to make a suggestion where we eat? Oh, cool. Let's go.
That's how I know he ain't married minded. We all be saying the same thing. Like, man, come on, man. You don't know where you want to eat? Not one time. Not one. I don't know. Look, Steven laughing. He don't look. All of us the same way. Look, I'm telling you, every time the same conversation. Where you want to go? You the one said you was hungry. Yeah, I know, but I don't.
But see, that's where his program falls short. And I'm gonna say this because this is how I'm starting to put together his logic, what it is he's looking at, the types of things he does. His vetting process isn't necessarily for men. He's inadvertently training the women to be insightful on what it is they want in a relationship because it clearly ain't him.
He is. I think so.
So he's a dating coach inadvertently for women, unbeknownst to him. And
It's
evidently, whatever program he has that he himself is following, clearly it's not working because you're a dating coach on a dating show.
Unless he's just trying to get people to come over to his page, which I don't think that would help or nothing like that. T-Bone said he's not really focused on himself. He's lying. His whole life is about women. And thank you. Yeah, we were saying that earlier, and that's how. Well, we didn't say exactly that. He was saying how other men are weak because they need women, but he was talking about how he slept with 7 women in that 1 month of, and this must have been in November. He still is having sex with his ex-wife, and he has slept with a girl on Thursday, and currently while he's on the show, once he gets offline with Kendra G, he said he has another date with another girl. And we said, well, it seems like you can't live without women, right? It seems like you're kind of addicted because you're doing all this. You have a date lined up and you still like, oh man, I gotta get on here and meet another girl. And it's kind of like he's not focused on himself at all. His life is about women. He's girl crazy right now. As that's what like they would say, like when I was growing up, they would say, oh man, you girl crazy. I'm pretty sure people still say that though. But yeah, they would say he's girl crazy. Let's see. I think the video almost done now. I'm gonna go to
She got a boyfriend, and she told me that the advice that I gave her helped her with that guy. Now, actually, I ain't gonna say that. Well, no, it ain't her name. She still was trying to cheat, but that's just that's another thing. But my whole point is, I help women, So if you experience me, whether it's short term or long term, it's gonna benefit you more than reading probably 100 books.
Okay. All right. Well, the time has come. We had a great dialogue. So, excuse me. Are you on the Kendra G Singles dating app?
No, ma'am, but I will get on there. I only got on here today because my mother watches you a lot, and she sent me the link. I didn't. Yeah, I've
Okay.
known who you
What
were,
would your
but
name
yeah.
be on the app, sir?
Probably Y&D, Young and Disciplined, or just D.
D. Okay. All right. Well, download the dating app, Kendra G Singles, on your iPhone or your Android phone. Create your profile. Listen, I disagree with you on a lot of things, but one thing I would give you: any woman that dates you, she has the full book on you. So one thing a woman can't say is she didn't know what she was getting into.
I do agree with his game plan for what he's really trying to do. Oh, what's up, Bank? Where you said haven't been on here long enough. Who are you talking about? Oh man, we watching this Kendra G episode with this young guy on here, and he's he supposed to be a dating coach. He got a YouTube page, and but he's on a dating show, and his ideas, he got some crazy ideas. Like, for instance, he said if he's dating a woman and it's the first or second date, he was saying that if a guy wants to have sex on the first date, that woman should want to have sex with that guy. And if she doesn't, that's a sign that she's not a submissive woman. And so that the guy should stop talking to the woman, stuff like that. So we just breaking down. It's a whole bunch of stuff he done said. I ain't even sure I could just. He done said too much crazy stuff, man.
Yeah, we can't even backtrack on that stupidity. It's far too much to delve in. But by all means, brother, by all means, please watch the replay, and hopefully you will be as shocked as we are, and hopefully you won't lose as many brain cells as we did.
Bankroll laugh, man. I was just thinking to myself is that, like, if you got a sister, right, or you a father and you got a daughter, and they come back and tell you, like, yeah, I met this dude, and after I date, he said, he want to have sex, and I said, well, no, you're a stranger. He's like, man, nah, you ain't submissive, man. I can't talk to you no more. Hey, what? Now that sounds like some hot. Like, that sounds cool when you ain't got no kids or sister or somebody that come to you for advice. But come on, man, like, no, that's something only some single guy that have no women in his life would probably back up, man. But no, come on, man, he's insane. Let me see. His thing was young and disciplined. Let's see. Here we go. Young and disciplined. Boom, boom, boom. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I wish it was a way to make it bigger. I forget I'm in portrait mode. I forget I'm in portrait mode. How you zoom in? Let's see. Let's see. Does that grow it up? I don't think it even I'm gonna click on one of the videos. Let's see. Steven, what you said? I agree with being honest at all costs, and the woman that are still sleeping with him is especially his ex-wife, they are part of the problem. No one should be condoning some of the behavior he is showing. Oh, you know what? That's what I thought about it. That was genius. Was that he's guaranteeing himself that the only women that would ever apply to him are women that, this might sound bad, but the only women that would reply to him like off of this are women with low value, and he's increasing the chances that whatever woman he meets by these terrible things he's saying, they're most definitely going to sleep with him. And so I think that it's kind of ingenious what he's doing if you think about it that way, but it's no way that he's a dating coach for any young man that's trying to be marriage minded and find somebody to be with for the rest of their life. You know, so his honesty, because I had a homeboy like that. He was a big time womanizer, and he was really honest like that. But he was very clear that he's honest like that, so that because he wants to scare off the decent women, because he knows the women that gravitate to that language or that mind frame are the ones that's definitely going to sleep with him. Bankroll says he looked like he's still in his early 20s. He is. He's 24. That's what I say. I don't even know how he's going to be a dating coach to somebody. He's 24 years old. Let's see. He got a video. 10 things you never do for any woman.
Yo, what's happening with the YND Nation? It's your boy, Uncle Brother YND. Go ahead, subscribe if you're new around this bit. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Get an ass sign. Let me get an ass sign in the comment section with the dolphin emoji. You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all boys are staying young and disciplined, not young and distracted. Make sure you prioritizing yourself. Stop worrying about all the noise, man. Focus on you, your happiness, and what you're trying to get in this life. This life is meant for you, but still do things.
I gotta rewind that. Did he say uncle?
Yo, what's happening with the YND Nation? It's your boy, Uncle Brother YND. Go ahead, subscribe if you're new around this bit. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Get an ass sign. Let me get an ass sign in the comment section with the dolphin emoji. You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all boys are staying young and disciplined.
How you Unc at 24? What up, Unc?
Yeah, what up, Unc? You 24 years old. What do I look like at 37 calling a 24-year-old Unc? Cousin, maybe. Yeah, Steven, cousin, maybe. I'll call you cousin. Unc, boy.
Steven said, what's up, cousin? Hold on. Bankroll said, I agree, but not just necessarily those type of women, but mostly this new generation of women that are more masculine. They don't care about one night stands or having sex just because. And you're right. Yeah, exactly. He's weeding it out. So and you know what? And that's very true, because some people take a person's honesty as a way of them being honorable, but some people's honesty is a way of being crass and just getting to what they really want. It's not something he's doing because he's honorable and he has the best intentions. It's just a way of weeding out the women that he doesn't want. Let me just get these decent women out the way. But let's see. T-Bone says, I can't take him seriously. He needs more facial hair. It do look weird, man.
Disciplined, not young and distracted. Make sure you prioritizing yourself. Stop worrying about all the noise, man. Focus on you, your happiness, and what you're trying to get in this life. This life is meant for you, but still do things within reason. Don't be dumb out here talking about, he said, do what I want to do. So I'm just going to never did that's stupid. You know what I'm saying? But today we're talking about basically, these are 10 things that you don't ever do. But I'm calling it never do these 10 things for any woman. This is a must-watch video.
Enough.
And make sure you stay to the end, because I'm gonna give y'all a bonus one for those that don't have the attention span of a squirrel. All right, so let's get into this. Okay. Also, I took a shower today. You know what I'm saying? I'm matching my boy Mike Jack, you know, because the way my hair looked, just how I am, like when I take a shower, it looked like, you know what I'm saying, I'm from the 80s. You know what I'm saying? She said,
Boy, stop disrespecting Michael Jackson, man.
all right, let's go into this. All right. Number one, never sacrifice your purpose, career, or passions for a woman. Now, I made this video on the Patreon, and that's why you should be on the Patreon because I broke it down deeper, but I'm just keeping surface level here.
You say what?
That's a given. I mean, the man nor should sacrifice their careers or things of that nature for duh.
Yeah, that common sense.
There was a guy that sent me an email basically saying he was distraught. He was crying. He lost himself because he had a girlfriend and he got a full ride scholarship. Pass me the water, my nigga. Look, you a nice guy. You was about to pass it to me too. Stupid as hell. How the fuck I'm gonna get it through the camera? But anyway, he said he passed up a full ride.
Everything he doing is made up. So he made up the email that some guy hit him up asking for advice. Like this guy panicking about his college education hit him up of all people. Same way he just made up the fact who was about to pass him a water bottle through the screen. He's just
Scholarship that he had and went to a different college that he had to basically be in debt with, I believe, for this girl. And then she ended up, and she was the one who convinced him to do it. And then in the end, she broke up with him, said, you know, she didn't see a future with him no more and ended up being with another guy. Guys, this is what will happen when you do things for women and you sacrifice yourself. See, you looking for women that align with you, right? So if what your purpose is, your career, your passion, y'all don't line based off, let's say her career, her passion, whatever she do, y'all can't make it work to see each other, or you see what I'm saying? You gotta let that be. Guys, this is one reason why relationships end. See, a lot of you guys think it's always infidelity or disrespect from the woman or whatever the case, or you treating her bad or you being a simp. That's a predominant reason for a lot of people. But guys, once your game is on point, you find that relationships start to end because of things like this. You know, it's just the intangibles. It's just not being compatible. It's things that happen in life that can, in relationships can end on a good note. You know what I'm saying? But it just don't work for the time that y'all in. So you never sacrifice your purpose or anything because it's going to lead to unhappiness. Because if you get rid of your purpose, that means that
this dude got problems, man. Steven said, this is the most childish content creator I've ever seen. Most of these guys just sad, trauma dump, and hurt. Let me tell you something. When I was in college, I had this girl I was dating. She was a single mom. She had a daughter. And I used to watch her daughter for her when she would go to class or whatever. Cool. Do you know she called me up one day and said, hey, I think I'm gonna get back with my baby daddy. We're gonna work things out. Hurt my feelings. Broke my damn little heart. I'm up at the school taking selfies with this little girl. Like I'm, you know, that was my partner. Anywho, I didn't have no childish content creators send an email to you. You know what I did? I got over it. Years later, I ended up bumping into her. Right, Bankroll Lab. It was funny. Look, dude, you know, we had the flip phones then. I'm up there with the flip phone. I'm up with the flip phone like this, taking pictures. Right? Everybody like, you a good dude. You a good dude. Man, please. She done broke up with me, went back to her baby daddy. Years later, that same baby daddy, she had I think she had 3 more kids, and they wasn't together. I done moved on with my life. My point is, most of the time, people like that end up hurting themselves. You don't have to change who you are and become a scumbag. Just get over it. Move on. You're gonna meet people. It ain't gonna work out. It's fine. Just move on. Get over it. Everybody done had somebody did something to them that they thought was unfair. But at the end of the day, that person got to do what's best for their life. I don't hold no anger towards that girl. That was somebody she had a kid with. Why wouldn't she make another attempt at keeping her family together? Why not? All right, Prince, I gotta dip out, bro. We need to react to some of his vids. Yeah, man, I understand. Yeah, ain't gonna be too long. I'm gonna go over his video a little bit. Now I'm gonna dip out. And what time is it? Yeah, it's 4:49 my time. And so I'm gonna eat after this one.
That you're making her your purpose. Number 2, never check in or get.
Let me see. Let's see. Bangor says, "Do you think he's purposely making content that's controversial to blow on social media?" I think he is. I think a lot of people do that. I was recently. Oh man, I was on Threads. You know how everybody, you got Twitter now. Instagram had their own version called Threads. So on Threads, they have this guy and this girl, and they do videos like this where he was holding the baby. They basically put out a video where he's holding a child, and I think it's their child together. And he put out a video pretending like he's the boyfriend, and she's holding the camera, and him and her are arguing while he's holding the child. And he's pretending like he's her boyfriend, and he's not going to allow the child's father to see the baby. And he's calling the man a deadbeat, and he don't take care of the baby. He take care of the baby. And so I think sometimes I do think people are doing that because they'll make up these fake videos, get people arguing, get this fake gender war thing going on, and it just all be fake. It just people trying to be controversial. So I mean, yeah, he could be making content to be controversial. He could be doing that. Let's see. You said T-Bone says, nah, Steph is cold, and Fresh and Fit are still worse than this. Myron is way more childish. Oh, yeah. They definitely are, and they really making money, man. Got those guys signing up for courses to come do these meet and greets and stuff like that. They done really tricked a lot of them guys, man, and got them drinking that Kool-Aid, man. For real. They do. And I think at one point they might have got demonetized for supporting that Andrew Tate dude. So yeah, Fresh and Fit, they're way worse. And you can tell they purposely get certain girls to come onto their show so that they can paint the narrative that every young woman out there that these young guys are going to meet and date, all of them got an OnlyFans, and they do that on purpose. They seek those girls out, bring them on. These girls are younger than them, have less experience than them, and they challenge them to these debates that they know that they're going to lose, and they do it on purpose to paint the narrative the way that they want to paint it.
Permission from women. Now this make me think of, I gotta check in with the missus. I remember when I used to work in the office, guys, when we would go to a bar like after work or stay out late or something, they would always say, I gotta check in with the missus, man. I gotta make sure she's okay with it. I gotta give her a call. And then I had other dudes that was married, and they'll be like, I don't give a shit, she'll be all right. Guys, you gotta understand, yes, women are going to nag. If you have a wife and you live with a woman, you're going to deal with a woman at some point. Even a woman that's 100% cooperative is going to have her mood swings and different things like this. Now, that don't mean she not going to follow what you say, but she might have a little fucking attitude from time to time when she does. Okay, I do want y'all to understand that. You're never going to find a woman that's 100% perfect, right? But you're still going to find women that want to cooperate and submit to your program.
Once again, you can't listen to everybody. This dude don't know what he's talking about. My wife do not nag me at all. Brothers that get nagged usually are guys that's not handling their business. You got off work at 5 o'clock. You got home at 8:30. You got a wife, you got kids. Take your behind home You either gonna get dinner started or you gonna get the homework started. Ain't nobody nagging you. Go home and contribute to the house. Don't come to me and lie and say you was nagging. I got other brothers. They either live with a girl or they married. They talk to me. I ask them, hey, what you doing? Like I had a homeboy, he was like that. Him and his girl had just had a baby. And they was living together. He came to me, he said, oh man, she's nagging this, and that, right? And I said, hey, didn't you and her, y'all just had a baby, right? He said, yeah. He said, y'all living together. He's like, yeah. I said, how long y'all been together? They've been together like what, maybe 7 years at the time. I said, well, you done sat here, got her pregnant, got her living with you. It's been 7 years. And have you gone and had a conversation with her about y'all future, getting married, anything like that? He's like, nah, man, she know I want to be with her. I said, have you went to go talk to her? Because you're saying she's nagging. Have you went to go have that conversation? And he said, no. I said, man, look, go have a conversation with her. Let her know and had that conversation. Now, they're married now. But my point is, he came to me at the end of the week. He called me and he said, hey, bro, you was right. I talked to her, I had the conversation. We good now. And I said, exactly. I said, a lot of guys sit there and say somebody's nagging, this and that. But really, women, if you're the leader, you got to have a plan. If you got a plan, you need to be sitting down with your woman, discussing that plan. You need to be contributing. You need to be handling your business, or you're going to be, quote unquote, nagged at. Another thing he said, oh, when a man says he's married, he's got to check in with the missus. A lot of guys don't know that we as married men use that as an excuse because you know why? We don't like you and we don't want to hang out with you. And so I'm going to tell you, let me check in with the wife. Of course, I could go to the bar and hang out with you and have a drink. Are you serious? What you think? The wife going to beat him up? No, he said that because he don't want to hang out with you. Nobody really checking in with their wife. They just don't want to hang out with you. Another thing is a lot of us men, we got bad memories. When I say I'm checking in with my wife, it's because she's my planner. I don't remember what I said I was going to do this weekend. So I said, let me check in with the wife because most likely I probably made other plans and I don't want to forget. And so I say, let me check in with my wife because I know she remembers. Shout out Steven. He's been with his wife over 20 years. Thank you. A lot of these guys ain't been married, ain't had no wife. Like this dude, he was married when he was 18. He's 24. He's divorced already. He wasn't in the role of a husband very long. He got married when he was 18. He said they got divorced because we just watched him on the Kendra G show. He said he was married when he was 18. He said she didn't want to do things his way because he likes things to be done a certain way. Point is, he wasn't married with kids and did none of that. So he doesn't know. He thinks a guy's actually checking in with his wife because he's scared. No, I don't remember what I was going to do this weekend. Let me check in with my wife. She's going to remind me. Or I don't really want to hang out with you. So I'm going to say, man, the wife got some plan. Trust me. The guy that's telling you that, he just don't want to hang out with you.
Just know that there's a difference. Now, that's the thing. The guy, when I would hear what they would say later, the guy that would say, oh, she'll be all right. Oh, he heard bullshit too. Why didn't you say nothing? I just care about you. My ex would say stuff like that, guys. Like she would say, oh, I just want you to check in with me. I'm not checking in with shit, not because of a dominance thing or I'm an alpha or something. If I remember to do it, I do. And if I forget, I forget. I'm not about to live my life on that type of timing. I got ADHD. I forget shit. I deal with a lot of stuff. If I forget.
Oh, shout out, Steve. You say, bro, you ain't never lied. I forget things all the time. And if my wife didn't remind me, things would fall through the cracks. They would, man, because you be busy, man. I'm telling you, it be so much stuff going on with running a household and then it like working and stuff like that. It just be so much stuff. Especially if you got like multiple projects going on at the time or you working for yourself, you really, that person, women just got a great memory. I don't know what it is. They just remember everything.
I forget. If I remember to do it, I will. I never had moments with my ex, and I think women don't understand this. I never had moments with my ex where I would think to say something and be like, shit, she ain't gonna make me say nothing. That's fucking childish. I don't care about that. I just didn't think of it. And she had something to say, and I'm just gonna keep living my life. If you don't like it, don't be with me. I'm okay with that, guys. I'm trying to stress to y'all, you don't want to live your life trying to check in with the woman and stuff. Also, too, if you do those things, those guys do not please their wives either. So what I noticed from those guys is they hate their wives. Their wives still bitch at them, even though they check in. Why didn't you check in earlier? Why are you staying out this late? It ain't no, oh, thanks, baby, for checking in. That's it. No, they never do that because now you're reporting to her. She's the one with the pants on. She is the leader. She's the dominant one. And when women get that power, guys, they can't help it but to shit on you because women are usually looking for a dominant, not aggressive, but leadership type of men. And when they see that they can pull some bullshit on you like this, they'll keep going with it for whatever benefit they're getting out of the relationship, but they don't respect you because of it. And your life is going to suffer for it and hers, which is dumb. I always tell women, don't get with a guy that would do that, but women don't be thinking, right? Number 3.
What's up? Shout out. Bankroll said, bruh is childish. He is, man. He gonna get a lot of guys in trouble, man. Let me tell you something. If you don't want to be held accountable for your day-to-day, maybe just don't get married and have kids. But when you marry, you're gonna have to do things that are like what I guess somebody would call checking in. You basically, because number one, if you married and you living your life with somebody, I think it's just something that you're going to do naturally. You're going to tell people, hey, I'm going to be home around this time, because what you're doing is you're managing your lives together. So you do check in just naturally because you want to know, hey, should I pick up food or should you pick up food? Should I get dinner started now? Should you get dinner started now? Who's going to do the homework with the kids? What day are we going to clean up the house together? Hey, if y'all have friends that you meet up with, hey, when should I set up for us to meet up with it's just different things that's going on from day to day that you want to match your time up together. He's thinking about it as some childish crap of like, oh, I'm checking in with my wife like she's my parent, or she's checking in with her husband like he's her father or something. And that's just not what it is. It's just that you work over here, she work over there. It takes you 40 minutes to get home from work. It takes her 20 minutes to get home from work. And you're being responsible and you're just calling and checking in with each other, right? To just, hey, what are we going to do today? Or, you know what I'm saying? It's just weird. And he's got this stupid attitude of like, you're either going to be with me or you're not going to be with me. That's funny. Well, I guess that's cool. But what if you got kids with a person and they say, I don't want to be with you? Now, all of a sudden, you're not living in the house with your children anymore. And now you're facing like you might have to pay child support or some crap. It's like no man with making money with a bank account, running a household with a wife and children is going to think that way. No, you want to keep your family together. You want to make it work. To have some attitude of take it or leave it if you don't want to be with me. That's weird. And then these same men will come back around and say, well, women are initiating divorce. Well, yeah, if you got an attitude like that, it's like, come on, man. Like, what is he talking about?
Never kiss a woman's ass, okay? No kiss ass. And unless you beating the doonies in, you know what I'm saying? You in that no ass left behind mentality, then you might have to kiss an ass cheek or two, you know what I'm saying? But you never kiss ass, you never coddle feelings, okay? I'm gonna just tell y'all the truth. Sometimes you gotta tell that bitch that she looked like Miss Piggy. Yeah, sometimes you gotta tell her that pouch, baby, that kangaroo pouch, that motherfucker is poking out. Yeah, you know, shit, them pants used to fit a lot more, you know, they was tight, but they wasn't that tight. You know what I'm saying? They was a little, you know what I'm saying? Now it's a little too much. You got to tell her this. Why? Okay. Now don't tell her in these ways, but you got to tell them, because if you don't correct women or tell them the issues that you having in a relationship, when it gets bad, she's still going to blame you. She's going to say, why didn't you bring it up? So let's say you let a girl get so big or unattracted to you.
He don't know what he talking about, and I guarantee you, he ain't been. A lot of these guys ain't even been with a woman long enough to even see her go through all the physical and body changes. Guarantees you. Most of these men ain't even been with a woman that have to be there beside her after childbirth to take care of her and clean her up. or been with a woman that had to have that C-section and had to be there to clean her stitches and all. Like, come on, he don't know what he talking about. Most of you guys ain't been with a woman that long enough. What are you talking about? You been what? What are you 24? When you been with a woman? Come on. These young girls ain't going, like, come on, man. Stop it. Stop it. He ain't been with no woman that long. Well, you'd have been with a woman, she done had 3-4 of your kids, and you done witnessed all her body stages and all that stuff. Come on. He ain't even been with a woman that long to even know what to do in that situation. He just making up stuff.
Whatever is unattractive to you, everybody got their own threshold. You might like a 500-pound beluga whale. Some other dude might be okay with his girl that's 5'6", 5'7", thick with 200-something pounds. It just depends. 5'3", 130. It depends on what you like. So this is not me saying what the threshold should be, but I'm saying once in your brain you say, I'm starting not to be that attracted to this, or I don't like how she's treating me. I don't like how she's acting. I don't like XYZ boundaries she's breaking. Whatever it is. If you do not say nothing now and you let it keep going, once you boil up to the top and you always do, and you start going off on her, the first thing she's gonna say is, I've been doing it. Why didn't you tell me before? Women have a hard time with accountability as is. You have to be a man and be okay with being offensive, but you being honest, especially in the beginning, because you're gonna save yourself time, wasting time in relationships or dealing with girls who actually have been bad for you or were doing something that you couldn't tolerate or that you didn't like, right? And maybe they would have changed it, but you never addressed it, right? Or maybe they wouldn't have, but now at least you addressed it. Now you know, instead of thinking maybe later I can convince her to change it. You don't kiss ass, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like this. In the Bible, I remember there was a story about Delilah, and she would always tell, I think it was Samson, she would say, if you really loved me, you would tell me where your power comes from in your hair, right? She would say, because remember in the story, he had strength from his hair and his locks. She didn't know that. So she would say, well, you're going to tell me where your power coming from. She didn't know it was from his hair. If you really love me. That was classic female manipulation. They've been doing this shit since the dawn of time. The Bible days before that, guys. It's always been like this, that women will do that. And the moment he submitted to her, this was crazy about that story. The moment he submitted to her and told her where he got his strength from, right? And he basically gave up his strength to submit to her. He was kissing her ass. Is the moment that God took away his power. Ain't that something? That's an analogy for what's going to happen to you if you submit to that girl and you start kissing her ass and not being honest with your opinions and things that you think. Number 4, never pretend to like what she likes. Okay. So guys do this all the time. Y'all got to understand something. This some deep shit right here. This is not for the weak. This is for a strong man and a wise man to understand it. Women are supposed to be a reflection of you, not the other way around. You get what I'm saying? She is the mirror that's supposed to be in front of you, right? You ain't supposed to be going up to her, trying to reflect her, right? This is you changing who you are for her. And as the man,
I'm sorry, I can't take no more. I am too hungry. I am too hungry, and I just found out I don't have to do something I thought I had to do, and I can maybe just sneak me some rum and some Coke. And so I'm going to be a beta male, and I'm going to check with my wife that she don't have nothing for me to do. Anybody that wants to listen to that guy, feel free. I wouldn't suggest it. Cool. You know, but I can't listen to no more of his crap. It makes no sense what he's talking about. But I will leave you with some advice. Happy wife, happy life. Bankroll said he older, but he not a man. He said it really doesn't. I'm gonna tell you what that means and why a lot of guys used to say that. A lot of old school guys used to hit us with that happy wife, happy life. I never understood what it meant. As a younger man, I did think that perhaps those guys were telling me that I need to kiss a woman's behind. And then I got older and I realized what it means. It just means handling your business. Because I handle my business and I make sure that my family is happy, I enjoy my life much more because I'm not being nagged, I'm not being bothered. I can, if I want to, in the middle of the night, go get on my motorcycle because I've proven that I can handle my business. I am trusted, I am honorable, I'm trustworthy. And so therefore, happy wife, happy life just means nobody's breathing down my neck. I'm trusted. Nobody's bothering me. And that's all that stuff means. I think a lot of guys think it's about bowing down to women or no, it's just about being a man, handling it and handling your business. It's not kissing anybody's butt. It's not. And so that's the only thing. That's the only thing I was saying I'll leave you with. The other things where he's talking about checking in with somebody. When you live in your life with somebody, you're gonna have to compromise. You're gonna have to talk to them. You're gonna have to manage things together and stuff like that. That doesn't mean you're weak. That doesn't mean beta. It doesn't mean anything. Okay. So I don't know. I don't know what to say. I'm tired. I can't even hardly think no more after taking in all that negativity and toxicity and stuff like that. It's just insane to me. Let's see. Anywho, all those that's been here, Prince is gone. Shout out to Steven, man. Appreciate you holding down, helping me out. Born to serve. Shout out Born to Serve. Appreciate it coming through. We pretty much been rocking half the day, man. NVR1 came through. He said that I was old as dust. It was funny though. I'm not that old. I act like I am, but I'm not. Shout out T-Bone for coming through. Bankroll, appreciate you coming through. Thank you very much. I think I'm about to Ultra. Appreciate you. I'm coming through. Let's see. What'd you say? You said it can't be one-sided. There has to be understanding. Yeah, definitely. Bankroll says without it, everything will fall. Yeah, thank you. One thing I tell guys is this, man, is look, just for men and women, what I notice is a lot of people are hurt and they haven't healed yet. And so they go into the dating market with this defense mechanisms, and everybody's so worried about somebody screwing them over. And if that's how you're approaching dating, then you're probably not ready to date. If you think that every woman is trying to screw you over, so I got to be this ultra alpha masculine man, I ain't kissing nobody, but I ain't going for nothing. She better do what I say. You probably just not ready to date. And that's all I would say. Young man, any man out here, man, don't listen to these people, man. It's okay to be a nice guy. There's plenty of good people. Because here's the thing. Unless you think you're the only good person that's out there, come on. You ain't by yourself. Might take some time to find that person, but it's okay, man. Heal yourself, man. Let go all that stuff. If you got to be that way to date, come on, man. You don't want to date like that. You don't want to be looking over your shoulder with people that you date, man. Just know what you want. Find somebody that you're equally yoked with, and you will be okay. Everybody's not trying to every woman ain't trying to screw you over. If you're a woman, every man ain't trying to screw you over. Like, seriously. Come on, man. You ain't got to walk around with this get them before they get you attitude. That is the wrong way to date or to be with anybody. It's crazy. You're going to end up in one of these overly competitive relationships, man. I'm telling you, man, you got people married arguing, saying, oh, I loaned you money. You got people borrowing money from each other in the marriage. I can never go to my wife and be like, I let you borrow something, please. She look at me like I'm crazy, man. What'd you say, Ultra? Can you heal while dating? And Bankroll says that's what it sounds like. He hasn't healed from something. Yeah, I don't think he is healed. Can you heal from date? It depends on what it is. Do I think you have to be fully just healed when going to date? No, I think you're going to always kind of go into dating with a little bit of an insecurity. I think it keeps you safe, right? It helps you notice red flags. But what that young man is describing is full on paranoia. I don't think you can date that way. I don't think you can see clearly. This young man said that when he goes out on a date with a woman, if he wants to have sex on the first date or the second date, if that woman does not want to do what he wants to do, then that is a sign that she's not submissive. This guy is so paranoid that if a woman says, look, we just met. I understand you want to have sex, but I'm not there yet. In his mind, he's saying, oh, wow, she's uncooperative. She's not submissive. Let her go. And so that type of healing that he needs to do, I don't think he should be dating at all. You can't be that. That's just paranoid right there. Like, that's crazy for anybody thinking that way. And see, Bankroll says, I honestly think you can heal while dating, from my experience, but you're that person isn't responsible for healing you. Yeah, that person isn't. Yeah, that person's not. Yeah, I think you can if you're not that bad. That's what I'm saying. I don't think anybody's fully healed while dating. Like, when I met my wife, I had some things I still had to heal from, but I wasn't paranoid. I'm still open to love. You know what I mean? I just had a little bit of things that I had my guard up on, just a little bit, but it wasn't to the point where I couldn't love, or I was just like paranoid, distant, like, oh, it's got to be my way or the highway. I wasn't that. I wasn't closed off. T-Bone said, if she don't give it up by the third date, it's over. LOL. Oh man, don't say that. Well, you saying he was saying that? Yeah, that dude, he was Ultra says she doesn't need to give you that part of her. And Bankroll says it just depends on where you are. Ultra says just rock and roll with her. And then T-Bone says, I'm a man, I don't really want it until at least almost a month. I don't think there's a one answer for it. I just think let it happen naturally. Why are you making a rule for someone else's body? That's my only thing. You can't judge if she's a good woman or not based on when she's comfortable having sex. You know what I mean? That's my only thing. Is I don't think it matters when. I think it's perfectly fine if two adults want to have sex on the first date, do it. Right. But it just shouldn't be a rule for anybody. It should just happen naturally. If y'all feeling each other like that and it flow, cool. I don't think it means anything. Just as long as it's what you two said. I just don't think you should make a rule for somebody else's body. Just like as a man, we care about our money, right? So we don't like if a woman make a rule for our money. Like, wait a minute, that's my money. How you make a rule for my money? You know what I'm saying? So Bayro says exactly. Ultra says, real, yeah, man, you can't make a rule for somebody else's stuff. That's their stuff. If a guy, if I'm dating a guy and he don't spend $1,000 on our second date, then he not a provider. You like, wait a minute, how you make a rule for me? You know what I'm saying? You can't make a rule for nobody money. Oh man. But shout out to y'all, man. I'm about to go eat, man. I hate to end it. I'll probably be back on maybe later on tonight. I don't want to promise nothing, but I might and stuff. Once again, I'm gonna check in with my wife and see if I can get back on. Oh man, I'm just messing around. But yeah, I'll see if I be back on later tonight. I appreciate you all for sure, for sure, for sure. It's been fun. It's been a blast. If you want to, if y'all didn't see the show before, we did a show on the dude Brian Cohey that killed somebody and he chopped their head off, kept the head in a plastic bag in the closet that was discovered by his mom, and she called the police on him, and that's how he got caught. Bankroll says, man, I'm dealing with a female now. We connect, everything is good, but helping her learn how to properly budget. And that's cool. If she's open to that, then that's fine, right? Because, and that's my thing when I was saying, like, that might be something she need to heal on with budgeting. If she's open and like, yeah, man, show me. There's no problem with that. Nothing wrong with it. If that person's cool with saying, hey, you're better than me here, that's not an issue. Now, if that person don't want to listen, they like, nah, I'm gonna spend how I want to spend, then that's an issue. But if that person is cool with learning, and that's fine. As long as you are patient enough and cool with being a teacher, then I don't see an issue with that. I'll just say my girl got a problem with budgeting too. Yeah. I'm still trying to learn. And that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. My wife, similar to that. And then with me, I think I had to learn to be more patient because I had like a temper where my anger, I go 0 to 100 real quick. And so that's something I had to work on, but I was open to learning to work on that. You see? So Bankroll says that's where she was when she got tired of doing it, that way she came to me. Yeah, and your name Bankroll, so it's only right. It's only right she come to you because your name Bankroll. So hey, but you know what? It don't matter. Whatever relationship you get in, it's gonna be that one thing that somebody, the only time it's a problem is if somebody won't learn and say, hey, look, I learned my lesson. I'm gonna hand it over to you because you know better than I do. If they don't do that, that's the only time that it's an issue. But it's gonna be things in life that pop up in a relationship or when you with somebody. It's gonna be something that they're struggling. I don't see no way to escape it or to get around it. To be honest with you, I think it's always gonna be that one thing. But and even that doesn't even mean that person hasn't healed. When I speak more of healing, I'm thinking about the psychology of that person and stuff like that. Sometimes money and stuff like that, sometimes people just have to learn that stuff. They might not have learned how to budget. They might have not been taught about credit and stuff like that. So, you know what I mean? Some stuff a person got to go to therapy about. Some stuff when it comes to budgeting, you should be able to teach her about budgeting. If she's willing to give you the control and say, hey, look, I don't know about this, then you should be able to teach her that. It'll be fine. Yeah. Anyway, man, I'm about to close it out. About to go eat. I'm gonna catch y'all later. Man, hopefully we'll all be back on YouTube at the same time and stuff and catch up with each other. Banner says, I don't know a lot, but I can stretch 20 a long way. Hey, that's all you need to know how to do. That's all you need to know how to do. That's all you need to know. Right there. Yeah. I'm gonna holler at y'all later, man. Man, I appreciate y'all coming through. I know it's been a while, man. It's been a while. But I know I wasn't feeling well. I was a little bit under the weather, so I haven't been on YouTube live for a couple of weeks. So yeah, but I appreciate y'all, man. Man, let me see. 2020. I don't know, man. I might be. Yeah, understand. Yeah. You said bankroll need to start his own line. Yeah, if you know how to stretch $20, man, you'd be surprised, man. That's especially like them finance people know finance that can teach a little bit, like just for like the day-to-day people on little tricks, little hacks on how to save money, make $20 last and stuff like that. Little stuff like that would be helpful, man, especially for the regular, just everyday people. Because so many some people, they talk about finances like they trying to help people, but they make it too hard to understand, and so they don't end up really helping anybody at all. So yeah, man. If you know how to do that and explain that in a way people can understand, man, definitely should do that. Let me see. What time is it? All right, I'm about to dip out, man. Holler at y'all later. Risky out. Appreciate you all. Definitely appreciate you all. I'm gonna check y'all later.
Risky behavior.